We're live.
Hello and welcome to Plat Valorant episode 244. We're all dressed up beautifully today because today is the day for awards. Today is the day to say who the best are, and actually in a couple of situations who the worst are as well, which maybe we shouldn't be doing those, but hey, gonna throw them in there too. But you all look delightful today. You look beautiful. Just let me say that to start.
Thank you. I guess I will go first. Thank you very much. Got my little tweed on, and then I'm also rocking the gorgeous Plat Chat art shirt underneath.
Lovely, as you would at any. That's what you wore at your wedding, wasn't it?
It was something. It was something close to that. So, you know, only the finest wear.
Yeah, beautiful, yeah. Absolutely beautiful. And Shia, why are you wearing sunglasses indoors, bro? You look like you're about to take us all out.
I'm here to block out the haters. That's all this is about. Got to dress to the nines, you know. I'm nominated for a few awards out here, so we're getting ready for some good acceptance speeches. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't catch it, the awards show is going to be later on, and last week you had the opportunity to vote. So we're going to end the episode by doing the 2025 Plat Chat Awards. Much more prestigious, I would argue, than each region's awards, which have just come out, or the TENS awards, which are going to come out. These are the ones that people really care about, okay? This is a representation of the community because the people get their say. Before that, though, thank you to everybody who applied for the Plat Chat Shorts position as well that we advertised last week. We got over 50 applications, tons of them absolutely fantastic, including one person just sent us an image of Plat Chat Shorts to they just edited some shorts on Photoshop.
That's amazing.
But I mean, that's entertaining. That's entertaining. It's fantastic. Okay. So you'll see a lot of short form content coming out from us as well because they're churning it out at a rapid pace. Kurt's got them peddling at
in the mines
from 0 to 100. The children yearn for the shorts mines. So let's hear from our members to start the episode. Then we'll go through some news that's been happening overall, and then we'll end with the awards show, which will still take a while. But our member question for today: who would you pick first in a VCT-wide player draft? Going into next season, all players are free agents, and the teams participate in an NBA or NFL-style draft to rebuild their rosters. And there's no import rules as well, so you can pick whoever you like. You have the first pick, Shio, because you're in the top left, and then we'll get other perspectives. You are the GM of the team with the first pick. Which player are you taking and why?
I want Iguodala. No, let me think about the best possible perspective here. I thought about this a little bit. Like, do I want to go towards like a don't pick Steph Curry first and build out the roster? Is it IGL? I feel like, you know, Valorant popped up in my mind. That's a little bit of an approach to get the controller role locked in, but then there's some aggro controllers in the world. I'm gonna go with Nats. I'm gonna first pick Nats. I think it's a nice coverage role. He can play on an aggro team. He can play with really young, fast players, some old heads as well. I'm locking in Nats for the first pick of the draft.
Achilles, you have. I mean, unless you wanted Nats, you have second pick.
No, I mean, I don't think that this would shock anybody. I'd probably just go for Mako. I think that he's still incredible. He's got insane aim, veterancy. Guy can now IGL. He's still one of the go-to controllers. So I'd probably just go with Mako. He's shown that he can just roll with punches and get stuff done. So I'd lean into that.
Chobra, who are you going for?
Well, I mean, I guess if no one else is doing it, I feel like we'd all be trolling if nobody said Ospas. I feel like you have to start with Ospas. I don't know what we're doing out here. Like, this guy clearly makes teams win, right? It doesn't matter what the combination is. He's always able to get them somewhere. So I guess
forgotten about it.
Yeah, these guys and their biases. And we call ourselves a prestigious podcast. Crazy.
I don't think Ospas is the first pick, though, because I feel like as soon as you lock into Ospas, you have to build an entire team around Ospas. You lose a lot of prime picks somewhere else. Like, you have to have a very specific type of IGL. Some of the duels you can pick, like, aren't the same.
With you.
Like,
I'm with you on that in terms of I don't like that in general. But Ospas has just he's just done it with all the rosters he's been on. So at that point, like, I feel like he's the one guy where I'm like, I'm willing to yield that. I'm willing to yield that loss because I feel like it'll pay off at some point anyway, you know?
I'm just going for the guy who IGL'd his team to beating Ospas and then made it to third place finish at the most recent champions. So that's where I'm at. I think you're wrong. My food just arrived at the door. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Josh, who are you picking?
I think I've said this for a while, but my first pick in a draft style scenario would be Zekken, I think, and I still stand by that, even a couple of years on from when I first made the take. I just think if you were in a draft style scenario, it's fine to pick a player like Aspas, I think, because you can build, you're gonna get enough picks to be able to build a good team around him, I think, but I would prefer to go with a guy who can play basically any role to an absolute elite level. And I think that that's what you get from Zekken. Ideally, I'd want him on Duelist, I think. But as we're going to see probably with him on MIBR, I think he's capable. He's certainly capable of playing the Initiator role or the Flex role because it's stuff that he's done in the past. And I think he probably would be perfectly fine playing the Smokes role, maybe even playing like a Senti role or something too. Other people I'd be considering for a similar scenario are like Leaf, Chronicle. These kind of players who are like utterly elite tier at many, many roles, I think are just perfect if you have a draft style system.
I love how Sideshow puts in the effort to mention like 4 players that are great flexes and just conveniently doesn't mention Forsaken. Like you could have just not said anybody else. You could have gone with just Second and it would have been fine. But you're like, well, you could go with Chronicle, you could go with Leaf, and I don't know. I guess that's it. I guess that's all the players that have flexed around in 2025.
I mean,
there's a nominated clip that's going to be up later that does correlate to this.
I
think it's all going to come together.
My problem with Forsaken in a first pick draft would be a little bit like the Aspas one, where I feel like you might. I've never seen him play in a team apart from Paper X, so I don't know if you do have to build a team around him. But he does have an extremely specific style of how he wants to play Valorant.
Yes,
really? I thought he's a super flex. He's my second pick.
Of course he's a super flex, but he also fucking sends it, doesn't he? So
yeah, he always does send it.
Is he gonna work in a if you built a team and then at the end of it you're like, oh, I've got Boaster as my IGL, like we're gonna be playing the slowest defaults of all time. I don't know. I feel like there are people that have demonstrated so far that they can play more styles of Valorant, but dude, Forsaken is obviously an incredible pick as well. All right, so the needling is happening already, and you know what? I appreciate the fact that Achilleos said stuff earlier on instead of using an expletive. I appreciate that. But you know what? For this episode, it doesn't even matter because we got a sponsor, baby. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
Hell yeah.
Is that a swear word? I don't think that
to a child, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think that's demonetizable unless we're on like Christian Tube or whatever. Can't say crap. All right, but the sponsor for this episode is Factor. They're trying to get you on board during the winters. They're telling you that eating well during the holidays can feel impossible. And you know what? I'm eating well, but I'm not eating well, if you know what that means. So if you don't want to spend an inordinate amount of money, like presumably Achilleos just has with ordering some food that he's now going to slop into the microphone constantly for the next 20 minutes, if instead you wanted to be a little bit more responsible with your budget, then perhaps you could consider Factor. Because unlike the meal kits that require prep and cooking, or unlike ordering from takeaways, Factor delivers fully prepared, ready-to-eat meals in just 2 minutes. You throw them into the microwave or whatever, pull them out, bish, bash, bosh. 97% of the customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Now, I think that's selection bias because the kind of people who are signing up are people like you at home, and I'm going to leave you to figure out what I mean about that. So, yeah, people on the show have tried Factor as well. It's got a huge range of options. Plenty of opportunities here to either save money or live healthier, depending on what is going on in your life at the moment. So you can eat smart at factormeals.com/Valorant50off and use code Valorant50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Free breakfast for a whole year. Unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah. See, this is again Factor. Please get to Korea. Save me. I wouldn't be doing this to myself. Like,
that's code Valorant50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. This exclusive holiday offer won't last, so lock in your savings before the new year rush. And the offer is only valid for new Factor customers with a code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Delicious.
Sponsor.
Thank you.
This guy, man,
shoveling food into his mouth. Don't be like Seth. Don't be like Seth.
Trough, bro. You know what? They just fucking shove their face in and just Yep. That's crazy.
But also McDonald's, if you want to sponsor.
Dude,
We'll
the
take it.
sponsor's still up. Okay, that one's gone. Now you can mention
A future
it.
episode, you know.
Yeah, just like a future episode or something. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Because they famously also help you live a healthier life. 97% of customers say that they help them live a healthier life. I'm sure that's true. Let's talk about the Sen Invitational. Now, Achilles and Chobra, you were casting the SOOP tournament, which we're going to talk about later on as well. But over in America, we had a 4-team tournament, which Sentinels, 100 Thieves, Fury, and Shopify Rebellion Black played in. Although the SR Black team was basically just a pug team, and they came second against VCT teams and won in the group. So, yeah, Shayo, give me the lowdown on this. What did you think the quality of the tournament was?
Dude, I actually thought it was pretty good from both sides in terms of like if you're looking for like an NA tournament to watch, like it was an NA tournament. Like it felt like you were watching like week 1 or 2 of VCT, like even in comms, because they had a lot of listen-ins, like teams were trying. I feel like it was a good representation of where people are in synergy, maybe not compositions, because I have a few things to say about Veto still amongst these top tier teams. I keep harping on it, but I watched primarily the quarterfinals and the finals. The 100 Thieves split game was interesting. You had like a cryo pick from 100 Thieves or a veto pick from 100 Thieves on cryo. And again, I'm seeing like fundamentals on this character where like you're picking it to like maybe abuse the ultimate or like stoppage on his interceptor, but like it's not placed in the right places. The fundamentals with the character when it comes to teleports like aren't being used properly. Like you would pick Sage to block off mid wall or just to block mid off with a wall and then play either side of the map. Like Vito's really good at putting his trip down on one side of the map, playing in vents as well, like on defense, and then having a TP option back. Like you can greed a lot with this character, but 100 Thieves weren't doing so. At the same time, we also like picked up on a few tendencies from Sentinels when it comes to like just playing BO3s with this new roster, which is like, if you guys are familiar with Ben 10, any of you guys watch that show, Ben 10 at all?
I know it.
You
I know
you
it,
all
yeah.
of it. All right, you know who Kevin 11 is in Ben 10?
There's a Kevin 11?
There's a Kevin 11. Yeah, that's his last name is like canonically 11. I'm pretty sure. You can fact check me on that. But his power is like he has to touch like materials and he absorbs them and like he can use them. So like if you're made of rock, like he can touch you and like get rock. Like there he is. That's Kevin 11. See all them like he's touched so many aliens like he can use all their DNA. Like it's sick.
I see.
So like with Sen,
Oh, and he like
they
permanently
need to-
stays that way.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, like he gets to use all like well, this is like a form of Kevin 11 where like his power gets bugged, right? There's dude, this show is crazy. By the way, the show's a time loop.
I get it.
The whole show's a time loop, but he gets stuck in this form for a bit. Ben's got to help him out type shit. Look at that maw, bro. Holy crap. That can bite an entire McDonald's fries box off the dome. Basically, Sen is a team that needs to touch the form of the enemy team to truly understand its material. Like they need to lose 4 or 5 rounds getting close to like to touch. That's the issue I have with Sen right now. They had a few nice comebacks, they had a few nice leads, but like they let some of these rounds go absorbing the knowledge from the enemy team. Maybe that's what like Kai needs to do to like learn and adapt and overcome. But like I feel like this will be a weakness in internationals if it continues, or like maybe even at the start of kickoff. If you have to really adapt by losing this much, getting beat down, but then getting into diamond form. Because I feel like some teams might switch up their material as to what they are. What beats diamonds, by the way, bad prices and economic fall down, right? Like a team can swap over. And it gets crazy, right? So that's the only thing I saw from Sen as a weakness. Yeah.
I have a question on that since I didn't get to watch this, but generally teams do take a couple round losses to download the enemy team. Like that is how you're supposed to learn. So what do you mean by it's a weakness? You're just saying that they never seem to have their own ideas off the rip? Like is that
like
what we're
their
getting
own
at
ideas
here?
weren't hitting as much, and it was like the same type of round they were losing to like over and over again. So like if you look at the Pearl game between I think it might have been SRB like in the finals, like SRB were doing really good like extremity takes on Sen over and over again, and like the adaptation was coming in so much later to where like SRB could be up like instead of 4 maybe 6 rounds, maybe they would get like an extra round over on Sen before the adaptation came in. Even on the retake, like you know what type of round is happening. It takes a while for Sen to like get in the form to have a better flood against something, and then it requires like a hero round from someone to be able to balance everything out, more so like a close round between a team that's adapting. And then SRB can change things up again to where Sen have to, spend more time to adapt to the switch. Their own ideas, I feel like, weren't sticking as much compared to the other teams. That being said, though, once they were online, once they did adapt, like it was done. Like they would push that lead so much, like that strat would just not work anymore. And then the other thing was SRB and 100 Thieves, like on their own picks. I talked about it a little bit with Cryo with the veto pick. If you look at what's it called? Let me just switch my VLR page real quick. Jeez. If you look at the SRP game as well, like some of the situations where not having double duelist enough, like swapping for double initiator, just didn't give them enough oomph to like kind of penetrate Sentinels' defense and like their crossfires as much. That some of the comps I feel like from some of these teams that aren't like tier 1 VCT or Sentinels seemed a bit outdated and like just didn't have enough firepower to get past a lot of Sen's holds. Really good comebacks though, really good close games, but it also shows personally for me SRB could be in VCT if they wanted to. Like Xander was popping off in the way he was playing both maps. Haven wasn't as close as the Pearl. The Pearl specifically though, like some of the setups that SRB were going with, some of the adaptations were huge. Like they had crazy floods for like basically this situation that were working a lot. Sen kind of adapted, if you're looking at the clip on screen, to help with like back pit on A site. Just feel like there was like at the end of the day, it was just like player diff almost, but Sen just come back multiple times. It was really sick. It's fun to watch.
I think 100 Thieves were listen, it's you don't want to overreact to these kind of off-season tournaments, and I think that generally we're doing a better job this year as a collective of not overreacting. But when you see 100 Thieves come out and get slapped by a Sentinels that are clearly still figuring things out the first time around, admittedly, it was quite a bit closer the second time. And that's with, Cryo putting up some kind of outrageous performances in the tournament overall as Chamber.
The first one.
yeah. I mean, a legitimately astonishing performance to open.
It was, what, 18-0 at one point versus Firo?
Yeah, it was unfair is how I would describe it in that game. But I think it made me feel a bit worse about 100 Thieves. And I'm trying not to let the offseason affect my judgment of the teams too much because, again, like last year you had Furia winning offseason tournaments and then becoming like one of the worst teams of all, well, maybe the worst team of all time in the season itself. But it did make me feel a bit worse about 100 Thieves kind of watching the approach here. And I guess I was looking for something very different from them. And while I think that Teemo and Cryo can be very dangerous, I'm not inspired.
Should I be? Can I inspire you?
Please.
If SRB's issue was that they're a pro bug stack and like that was their limits and like Sen had good reads on them, 100 Thieves' issue today or like in this tournament was just whiffs. Like they had the right places, they had the right spots. It was just, I think, a consistency thing. I think it was like an alpha year in the grand finals of the SOOP stuff that we'll get to situation where like either Cryo was avoided, had to deal with the stack of playing veto, and Teemo just wasn't hitting shots enough or was like in a good position to frag, whiffing a little bit. Even with Cryo, there were like 1v1 rounds that could have flipped that split map easily, just whiffs. Like these guys were in the right position, Josh. That map could have been like a 13-7 100 Thieves. Like if you're looking for the idea, it's
the second time around, you mean, when they're playing against Sen?
Yeah, like in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Like it's like imagine you're in Vintage Story and like your spear's on 1 HP and like you've thrown it, you've missed, and it's broken. Like that's the situation we're in, and you're getting chased down by a grizzly. There's no time to make another spear, Josh. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's impossible to come back.
I know the palpable fear of being hunted by a bear.
That's what I'm saying. Sen are the bear. 100 Thieves have 9 spears. They're just missing the spears, bro. They're sprinting backwards. They have the tech. They're missing the spears.
Skill issue, unfortunately.
I understand what we're talking about.
They were in the right positions, though. They had good ideas. You need to carry momentum and win rounds. You need to win some of these 1v1 clutches. They just weren't. And I feel like that's because of some of the mental stacks with the compositional change. Maybe it's like a team thing. Maybe it's just the day. But like, I'm inspired. I still feel like give this team a little bit of time. They shoot on a day. It's looking good.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Let's move along to talking about some Pacific action that's been happening then. So we've got a bunch of stuff happening over in Pacific. Pacific were kind of late, I think, to get to the off-season. I don't know why. Maybe it was the reporting that was late, in fact. But it felt like the whole region was being pretty slow to make moves, but now there's some really interesting stuff happening. So first of all, obviously, the TALON VCT spot is one of the big pieces of news, and somehow, even though most of the reporting seemed to be implicating Buriram, Kurt just one taps it and puts full sense into our power rankings. Where did we end up putting them though? Did we put them in the F tier?
No, we just didn't. Yeah, we didn't
we
rank
refused
them
to rank
because they don't exist, or they didn't at the time. But
Well,
now they do.
Now they do, and we actually know roughly what roster it is too, right? Because this report,
They posted a roster video earlier.
Yeah,
did they?
it's
Right.
fully announced now. Yeah.
Yeah,
fully
but it
announced.
is what was in the report.
So it's Cruz moving over to the coaching slot. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's always been a very smart player, and he's been a very good IGL. So I think that he's going to have a solid mind of how to guide them from outside of the game. And he got a lot of tutelage from Frost in their time together, and he just always looked up at Frost as kind of like this big brother figure and whatnot, and he's learned a lot from him. So I think that there's going to be growing pains no matter what with this, because you also have somebody who's going to be picking up IGLing for the first or basically the second time, because I'm estimating that it's going to be Jit Boys. But with Cruz being able to work directly with whoever does take up that IGL role, I think that it should smooth things over a little bit faster than it would normally occur.
Yeah, the reason I like Cruz going to coaching, I'm not sure if it's going to work out very well for 2026. Obviously, we've seen, in any sport, right, like players trying to become coaches, and there are growing pains, like Seth said. But at the end of the day, what a lot of these specific regions or sub-regions suffer from is that they just don't have experienced coaches. Like, they just don't have people who get the game or have coached, etc., that have been in the trenches. So it's a good start for the Thai scene to have someone who has a storied career within specifically Valorant and has played with different players and worked under a good coach to now transfer that over, even if it's a little bit of a rough go. So overall, in the long run, I'm pretty excited for it. But like Achilles said, we obviously know that he has the right ideas. Whether he can transfer them, well, he'll have to learn and experiment, but I think it's good. I also think Leviathan being picked up to fill in the last spot, because obviously they would only have had 4 with Cruz going to coach, is really good. I think Leviathan was always one of the most standout players outside of the, given TALON roster. So he's always been performing. He did well, even if the team didn't, even at Ascension and things like that. So I'm pretty excited to see him play at a tier 1 level.
Yeah, it should be good.
Why
don't we rank them then? We've got them right here. So we now know what the roster is going to be. It's going to be basically the Talon roster, but with, maybe a bit more firepower, but a less experienced coach and less experienced IGL. I don't even know that you could argue less experienced coach, because the guy has been there right with the other coaches and calling for the team.
Yeah, he's had to translate everything that's gone through.
Yeah.
And for all we know, he has basically been coaching. He's just been telling Frost oh yeah, no, I got it. I told him what you said, and he's just been doing everything his own way. So he might have just been coaching and IGLing for the last 2 years.
Frost is why the fuck won't my team do what I'm telling them to do? I don't get it. Cruz is
no,
bro, I
don't
understand. I keep.
It's really weird, but we got that round win, so it's all good.
So if they were doing the exact same as they did last year, I guess they'd be in the upper B tier, something like that, right?
Oh, exact same, sure. If they were doing
yeah.
Well, I would say mid B, because they always looked like they had the potential to be upper B, and they just never quite got there.
Fair enough.
I was behind them. But they eventually just didn't achieve it, right? So
yeah, all right. The checkerboard pattern, the full 50%.
Rough, because I don't it's difficult for me to place because I wasn't there when this was assembled, and there's a bit about this that I don't agree with. So
this is perfect.
Exactly.
This is perfect, Seth.
I'm sure we'll look back on this a year
Oh! Get those Chinese teams back up there. Get those Chinese teams back up there, Kurtis.
Just went fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Holy.
I think
I would still I'd throw him in B, the order of which I think is difficult to say, but put him in front of DRG, that's fine.
Let's put him behind DRG.
Put him behind
Also
Billy
fine.
Billy.
As long as they're in
XLG.
front of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I think this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
They've got the potential at least to be here. And if they fail, then it's on them.
Dude, this is crazy. I'm just looking more at this. The fucking
It's
past 5 minutes, right? Yeah, the B tier is wild. The B, okay. I've been saying, I'm mental.
As wild
It's
as
like
you know what's
acid trip
crazy?
art, where the longer you stare at it, the more shapes and weird shit you see and notice in there.
The problem is
No.
as well, me and Chobra can't really justify it because it was a
No.
group compromised effort that no one really agreed with at the end.
Yeah, it was maybe in result our worst tier list because nobody won the arguments. It's just a weird mix of
maybe.
everyone.
I was sat right
Blame
here basically
Slicky.
screaming at my screen at certain points while watching that live. I was like, I cannot believe.
Blame Slicky. Okay, we let him 1v3 us
That's true. That's
so
true.
that he
crazy.
could shoulder the burden. So now
Then I should blame you guys for being bitches. Like, what are you talking about? Blame Slicky. You're the ones who didn't back down.
it was deliberate.
Well,
It was deliberate.
yeah.
We also have a little bit more information about Zeta. Now, I think when we were talking about Zeta and even ranking them, we were assuming that Depp would be with the team, I think, and that Honey Bunny would be the player that was dropped. And so I was actually quite surprised to see Sheep reporting that Depp is off to reject and is no longer going to be with Zeta. So Depp, after, he's got to be one of the most long-standing players for a team for ages. I mean, when did he even join? 2020 or something?
He
And he was
a
there
part
for
of the
the
original,
run.
Yeah.
like, absolute Jupiter and
Yep.
Right.
everything. So
Right. So yeah, he's
yeah.
been around forever and now parting with the team. For them to bring in who? Are they keeping the exact roster that they ran at Red Bull Homeground?
Well, that's not confirmed yet, but
not confirmed, and I really cannot say these words out loud. I heard a rumor, and it is too fucking ridiculous for me to repeat it. So I have to keep my mouth closed.
Don't be that guy.
Shobra knows what I'm talking about.
The Foxy
I will
Nine?
Here, I can tell you guys. I can tell you guys in the chat. And we can do like when I told you guys about Carpe forever ago.
Oh,
running
yeah,
T1.
dude.
We could have that moment and see how this goes over. I can't
just-
say it out loud.
Who's
I can't say
who's a free agent that
I mean,
would even be boggling your brain like that? Aspas.
Just-
The chat says it's Aspas.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so
got-
funny
they
though when
nailed
all of
it.
the
Craziest
all of
scam is to break
MIBR.
down Sentinels.
Just a triple check. This is
Dude,
when I
that
post
would-
this in the chat here. It's not going to go public, right?
All
Actually,
of
fuck it.
MIBR
throw it in
decides
the-
to
I'll throw it in the
sign
Discord thread.
just because
There it is.
Aspas does.
Fucking way. No way.
That doesn't
All
make
right.
sense. That can't
That
be
doesn't
true.
make sense.
Look,
It's like you're just saying shit at this point,
No,
honestly.
it's just look. The people on the street, they're whispering in my ear, and more often than not, when I hear these whispers from these people, it ends up being correct.
That can't be true. It can't. Like it makes zero sense.
I mean,
it can't be true.
Sure, but
It literally
knows?
zero though. Literally zero across. Anyway,
It's not even funny.
I'll
It's
give
not
I'll
even
give the
like-
chat
Wait,
this
but
one
that
for
was
free
also-
because they're all saying Jonah P. It's not. I'll give you
but
that.
Jonah P would have been crazy though.
It
Jonah
would have
P
worked
would have been
too because he
crazy.
could fill that role.
But also, if this is true, it completely fucks up another team.
You said
Okay.
it. You said it, not us.
All right. Well. All right. Our hands are tied. We can no longer discuss this any further. But
I'm not fully buying into that one, but
No,
to
dude, it
go
can't
back
be.
to
No, it's
to go
it's
back to
too
the
crazy.
actual the actual topic of depth though. Like I was so frustrated because this got announced I think like right after one of the days that we finished broadcasting. It was like when Zeta got eliminated from SOOP. And I was
We were
at the end of
talking
at the end of that match I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to be a glass half full kind of guy. Depp's not here. They're going to look way better when he's back in. I see a lot of potential in Eco and always have. Like I'm not going to have the highest expectations for Zeta, but I see the development curve and I think that everything's going to be motherfuckers dropped or not dropped, but he's out. You know, he's going to reject. And I was just, every time I wanted to have like a little bit of hope, it just gets stomped on, and pissed me off.
Well, you can rest assured that you at least aren't as depressed as Paper Thin.
That's
He's
true.
the guy who's most in shambles right now with this news.
oh,
'cause
he's distraught.
yeah.
why?
No.
Because I know Paper Thin is a big DFM fan. Was he big on Zeta?
Well, no,
or
he
Depp?
was originally a big Zeta fan, and then he was
Oh.
overall a big Japan fan, and then he ditched Zeta because they were garbage this year,
Right.
and then he jumped onto the DFM ship. But
But
I
he's
see,
known
I
Depp
see.
for a long time because Depp was a former like PUBG pro player as well as Overwatch and all this kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I see, I
because
see.
he's been around. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But,
let's talk about. Oh, go on. Do you have a final?
Oh, I just wanted to add on to that because I think there's a lot of discussion about that with Japanese tier 2, and then like May not long ago was on stream talking about how he found it really difficult to be abroad, which by all means I'm sure it's difficult, but also there's now a discussion of like, well, you know, obviously, for instance, like the Paper X boys obviously aren't having the easiest time because they have to be away from home all the time. You know, same with, you know, the other teams. So there is this question of maybe it's just because the grass is actually greener on the other side for tier 2 Japan, and now that problem is getting too big and it's affecting the tier 1 teams even more. So that's just something to consider with the depth move.
Yeah. It's a strange scenario. I don't know of anywhere else where that's the case, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go on to another big piece of roster news. This one shocked me as well. I did not see this one coming either. PaperX released PatMen to add Invy to the team, which there's many different ways of looking at this. Let's talk about the, you know, how late in the season it is and that kind of stuff later. I just want to look at it on paper, like even if this was right at the beginning of the offseason, PatMen out, Invy in, 1-to-1 change. Are you happy about that or not from a PaperX performance perspective?
I mean, probably, yeah. Invy is and has been a beast. I mean, the people, I should say, that get fucked the hardest by this, it's not even like PatMen, it's Team Secret, because he was their best player for the longest time, and now they don't even have him. He's always been incredibly good. And I think that as far as like fragging potential, clutch potential, he does beat out PatMen in those regards. He used to play a lot more of the same role. So I'd say that just off the top of my head, yeah, it does feel like it's at least a long-term upgrade, if not maybe an immediate one. I don't know. And that's not the slight PatMen. Invy's always been insane.
Yeah. I agree. My only concern is I think I don't know, especially Invy. I don't know him at all personally, right? I've only seen him play and said hi and passing by. But my only concern is that Invy, there's a likelihood that Invy will cause PaperX to regress back to old PaperX, where it really is just W gaming, just trade, just W gaming. And maybe the meta is actually going to work out for it, so who knows? But that would be my only concern, because I think what we all saw, obviously maybe it was a, lightning in a bottle type situation in hindsight, but PatMen joining them right before Toronto, the way they were playing at Toronto, there was a lot of balance. So while I do think Invy, mechanically speaking, is an upgrade, and again, that's like Achilles said, nothing against PatMen. Invy's just always been one of the top players in Pacific for 3 years now. So yeah, he's there, but stylistically, I don't know. I feel like it might lead to them getting red a bit easier.
I think that that's a pretty reasonable thing to be concerned about, because also I watched a lot of PaperX VODs. I mean, I watched all of the games and then I watched the VODs back afterwards because I was making videos about them. And I can't put my finger on anything specific that PatMen was doing to cause that shift. Now, I believe the shift happened. I watched it with my own eyes. I saw PaperX develop their game and become a lot more thorough in terms of what they were doing. And like you said, maybe a bit more balanced as well in terms of not always just sending it so much. But I can't really put my finger on, like, this is why PatMen made that difference. And so the conclusion that I've kind of come to is they actually just needed a change. They needed a change that allows you to address things and rebuild some of the stuff from the ground up. And so I
show the rest of them that they're replaceable.
Well, maybe not so much that, but more like when you get somebody fresh in, it forces you to relook at the foundational ideas that you've built, because you have to build all of that stuff up again with PatMen. And so if there's an opportunity to change and to shift, you can. It can also just be like mental readjustments as well. When you get a new player in, things feel fresh. You have somebody new who's like hungry. So I think this will probably change them, but I don't think it's predictable how it's going to change them. It could be good or it could be bad. I think PaperX are a very unpredictable team to try to lock into your normal box of how Valorant is played and how teams will shift.
Yeah, I mean there's always a random factor with them, but they also have, I mean, in addition to this change, they had previously announced Wendler joining the team, so kind of reinforcing that coaching and support staff. So I like that they're making those adjustments as well, rather than just trying to lean on primarily Alex, call in Mini every now and again, that kind of thing. Having somebody
Yeah.
that's there a bit more standardly.
You make it sound like
him.
Minnie's the booty call. You just ring him up for like, bro, I gotta fix my defense.
Bro, I'm in Toronto for the next 2 weeks. You trying to? I got a hotel room, and the girlfriend's back in Korea. Come on in. No, yeah, I think that these are good adjustments. The way that I'm looking at it for now, obviously, anything could just fucking happen. Like anybody, any team could just crumble as soon as we get into kickoff. Any team could just, slingshot their way from the bottom.
Well, then here's a bigger question that I said we were going to push later on. Why? Why make this change? Like, why get rid of PatMen? Why is it so late in the off season? Why even look to make a change when you were one of the best teams of last year? What is the reasoning here? Invy wasn't even a free agent. They had to pay Team Secret a bundle of cash. Team Secret are like, oh no, our best player, wiping their face with like, $100 bills.
So I'm pretty sure Alex had talked about looking at Invy before. Like he talked about looking at Premi before, like last year, end of last year or beginning of this year, about when, how he like scouted out different players. I think this was on a couple different interviews. So I feel like he was just always a candidate. And probably is for most English-speaking rosters in Pacific, right? Invy's just that guy in Pacific. It's like if you get a chance to play with him, like I think you would all want to. So I think it's less so that they were looking for an out away from PatMen, and more so that they were looking for an in with Invy.
I mean, it could have just been, hey, we want to follow you again and see how things go, and then just kind of do a comparison and say, okay, yeah, it feels like this is working better. And PaperX has, done that in the offseason with a lot of different people. I mean, they trialed Buzz before he joined D1. I don't think that's super secretive or anything like that. Obviously, he went to D1, so nothing happened there. But they just, fool around, see what happens in some trials, see if there's some stuff that shines through that looks like it might be brighter than the current situation. So it could just be something like that.
So it's not a booty call, it's a polycule. They're adding people in, they're just down to be flexible. They'll try out a little bit of Buzz, try out a little bit of Invy, and then see where it goes.
They're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
It might be what Chobra said as well earlier, which is like just on where the meta's going, like next year, and like 11.08 kind of changing mostly the initiator role. Like you want someone a tempo faster than PatMen if you are looking to make the team even more W, like I think the first person you're looking at in that roster is probably PatMen to replace. And if Invy has been the scout for a while, or has been in the scouting for a while, that's probably the best chance to, or the best situation to put him in forward would be 2026, like with how the meta's going.
Okay, let's talk about some games that happened then. So Achilles, Chobra, you guys were cast in the SOOP Invitational, or the SOOP Valorant League. What was it called? The SOOP Valorant.
The SOOP Valorant League.
Okay, yes, because it was a league playing Valorant on the SOOP channel.
On SOOP.
Yeah, it's such
good.
a good title, honestly. It's better than the Chinese tournament that we were talking about last week. So I was a bit surprised by the results here as we went into the semis, because when you looked at the groups, I was thinking, all right, Fnatic are playing without Boaster, T1 have just formed. I think Group B looks more stacked than Group A. You have SLT, you have Gen.G, you have DRX who just finished third, and DRX kind of got whacked in this group. So I was like, all right, these B teams, they're going to be ready to go once we hit the playoffs. Nope, that was entirely untrue. They both got kind of smoked there. Well, not smoked, but they both got beaten. And it was T1 Fnatic who ended up being in the finals. And it was a very entertaining, bizarre finals, ending in a 13-0 on Abyss with Meteor Reyna. So, I mean, that's an all-timer. Yeah. That's an all-timer.
As far as the entertainment goes, it fully delivered the whole way throughout. But it was 4 fake comebacks into an ass whooping. And I was like, this might end up being one of the most contentious BO5s that I've ever seen, and especially that I've ever cast, if this Abyss ends up being just as close as every other map. But no, just triple duelist, Meteor's playing Reyna, and they just got absolutely clapped on. So that was where I think the absence of Boaster really kind of shone through. But I mean, Fnatic they did fantastic to get to that point without him. And Chobra and I were talking him up the entire way throughout this tournament. But Severe, great player, honestly. Like the way that he was able to step into this lineup and just kind of gel with them very quickly. I hope that he's got a bright future, because he absolutely should.
I mean, if I'm Boaster watching this tournament, I'm doing a little poop in my pants. I'm so happy that they lost 13-0 on the final map. I'm like, oh, dude, okay, they do need me.
We don't know what he was sick with. He might have been doing that anyway.
I feel like it's actually the opposite almost. I'd actually challenge that because like I feel like with Boaster, you might have been able to flip some of those fake comebacks into actual comebacks, like based off of his calling, based off of playing even slower. Because there were some rounds where like Fnatic had the setup, but like they didn't wait till 20, they hit on 40, or like they didn't go the full route, right? Like you need the satellite, you need the one guy who's like controlling everything. And Severe could shoot better. Like there were crazy 3K rounds and portions of the map where like it was just him on site and he flips around entirely. But we've seen Boaster start to do that a lot more as well in the most recent tournaments. So
yeah, late rounds he's a beast.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm Boaster, I'm like, yeah, I mean, this team, I've been in these comeback situations before, and we've came back. Like this is a, it's I think it's good for him.
No, I agree. Also, just because you can kind of tell that like everyone was kind of getting stressed together, whereas I think in the past, if you watch, it's either Boaster taking on all the stress, and then like Alpha and other people are able to kind of chill everyone else out, or Boaster's one kind of cheering everyone up. So there seems to have been a better mental balance. Obviously, again, this was just a one-time thing anyway. So Boaster's going to be back. I think we all believe that he's going to be good for the team. But overall, I think Fnatic just continued to show that they were runners up for a reason, right? They were runners up several times for a reason throughout the year, the individual caliber, and then still being able to adapt enough on the fly, the timeouts having impact. But then on the flip side, T1, I mean, I said it briefly on the cast as well, but this is some of the smoothest Valorant I've seen just any T1 roster play. Like it was just flowing like water. Like it wasn't anything about specifically Munchkin or Stacks now being able to frag. It's just, they were just working off of each other. Like you could feel the comms. It was good vibes. Buzz was.
Are you claiming laminar flow T1? Can you say it's laminar flow? Do you claim laminar?
No.
You don't claim laminar? It was pretty laminar, man. I mean,
not that far.
Dude, that like we drone in. If we have a buy, we drone in A. Buzz goes in, Buzz comes out. Like we have Meteor and Stacks back to back on the same tempo going in on the site. Everybody dies. They force stacked that bitch. They didn't want to lose on that. They force stacked it. Didn't matter. Motherfuckers laminar flowed all over them. It was crazy.
A 13-0 is pretty laminar flow.
Well, okay, the 13-0, sure, fine. The event.
I think he just meant the series across is what Trevor was going
at.
Yeah, or the tournament in general, I think, for overall, like flowy, but not 100% laminar flow. So I think there's still a little bit to work on, obviously, strategically for them. But overall, it felt good. It felt good. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it did. And I can only really think of a couple times when it looked like they didn't know what to do, at least over the course of like several rounds where they like ran out of ideas. And it was the start of Pearl versus SLT, where SLT brought out triple duelist against them, and it took them like 4 or 5 rounds, and then they went, okay, well now we're just going to destroy you because now we know what you're doing, and they just kind of downloaded it. And then when Fnatic was running double op on Split, that is like the two kind of pain points that we saw from T1. But otherwise, like they drop a couple rounds, but then they would either like get back and go on a massive streak, close it out, or they would be able to run it back and nearly be able to take the map for themselves or get it into overtime. So it felt like they were always getting really solid adjustments. And for the most part, when we saw the KDG have to call a timeout, it ended up working pretty well. I think the only times that it didn't was on the map losses they had in this series. But every other time that he was calling timeouts, it felt like they were getting almost like immediate conversion off of that, or he would call it sometimes for a thrifty, and like we'd see a thrifty win, etc. So it felt like they were getting really good value from those.
One might even say that the players were getting the solution after the timeouts from their coach.
No, that's not what a coach is for.
It's a bold idea.
If I was KDG though, and I got into like the first game and I called a timeout, I would just go, "Hey, looks weak," and just watch Meteor's fucking camera and see if he reacts. Just see what kind of rise I can get out of him, and then just be like, okay, no, but actually, it does look weak.
Pause at 12-0 up. just to give them a strategy for the 13 up. We also saw before we move on completely from T1 though, T1 running a different role system to what I was expecting. I didn't think that we would
Munchkin on
have
hard controller.
Yeah, Munchkin be the hard controller player. I actually thought that would be Itsu more than anybody, and you'd have Munchkin still being the flex guy, just to let him play some of the, well, kind of like Flex Initiator and Viper that he has done in the past. But it feels like they're moving very much into the kind of double duelist look that T1 were previously running. And I suppose, why not? I suppose they even run triple duelist, didn't they? But when you have fraggers like that on the team, yeah, fair enough. I guess if Munchkin's going to take the back seat and pull from the back, he and Stacks just have to put up like reasonable, solid, supportive performances. He doesn't need to be...
They were doing more
player.
than that.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
I think there was one of the maps where I think they were the top 2 fraggers. I don't remember which one that would have been. Maybe it was in the SLT series, like second map or something. But there was one where they were basically both on top of the scoreboard, and I was just like, that's just kind of terrifying.
Split.
I could be misremembering, but yeah. So like,
There you go.
they like, this is a very scary team, and I want to see how things develop. I want to see if they stick with these roles or if this is something that they're still like playing around with a little bit, because I think you could pivot it and have Munchkin just kind of go back to playing the Viper and whatnot. Izu's incredibly flexible, so he could pick up whatever they need him to. But this is kind of looking like a super team, and I am not going to fully send that out into the ether, but I think it has the potential to achieve that.
It looks better in terms of the like system than the previous T1, I think. It's still got an insane amount of talent on it as well. I just think the addition of Munchkin gives me a lot of confidence in terms of the style of Valorant that they're going to be calling. My only concern would be the individual performance of Stacks, but it looks like he didn't play that badly in this tournament and occasionally did have some, like, you know, big pop-off games like we were showcasing. So
I hit
yeah,
a sick
seems
1v2 to keep the 13-0 dream alive, just like, you know, like flat up against like a wall or something like that on B on Abyss, and then just managed to isolate Crashies and just hit the counter swing. I forget who was, you know, trying to pinch in, but he was playing really well during the tournament.
Munchkin's former team, Gen.G, also debuted at this tournament, though. And they also weren't running the same kind of setup that I was expecting them to run. I kind of thought that we would still... Yeah, I thought we would still see Karen playing Smokes, and then, you know, Ash maybe picking up Sentinel. To be honest, I wasn't exactly sure what Zinx would end up playing, but maybe he was going to be the Sentinel in my head, and you would have Ash flexing around a little bit more. Instead... It's really quite odd. Karen is now a full Senti player by the look of things. And then Ash is their perma smokes. And Zinx is alternating between like Senti or that secondary flex role over to the duelist. So Zinx is like their Itsu, I guess. And then Ash smokes Karen Senti. It's strange.
This should get moved around. I didn't like this very much. I mean, they had some good moments. Obviously, like the series versus RQ was very solid overall, and for them to be able to take down RQ, even though RQ had very limited practice, but just given that they hadn't really changed anything other than, you know, the head coach position, I thought that was a very positive outlook for Gen.G in the future. But I would be a lot more convinced if Karan was still playing smokes. I think that you could do that. I think Ash could be playing as your secondary duelist. Zinx could just be playing, you know, Viper Senti. I think that would work a lot better. So I'm hoping that that's what we see come kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if Zinx is even going like fully set, because the report had said that they were trialing him at SVL, and then they just kind of did a nonchalant announcement of like, we're playing with Zinx, and they just kind of moved along, right? So I do wonder if it was just a grand old experiment, in which case... who knows?
Foxy9 is still inactive on the roster, right?
Well, he is technically still looking for a team as a restricted free agent, yes. So he's still under contract with Gen.G.
Well, if they weren't impressed with that, they could just bring Foxy back.
Well, it feels like...
I mean, yeah.
My headcanon is that the reason that Karen's ended up going onto that role is because they didn't really trust... Like, the way that Gen.G built their defense sides previously is that Foxy was a big firepower player who would go and take fights aggro when he was defending an area. And I don't think you're going to get... I mean, I don't know Zinx well enough, so maybe Zinx could fill that position, but I don't think you're getting that from Ash.
No.
So you kind of are left in a spot where you're like, well, if that's the style you want to play, then I guess you kind of have to give it to Karen.
Yeah, so my theory is that, and this is what frustrated me with Gen.G for all of 2025 as well, is that it felt like the coaching staff was still trying to make 2024 Gen.G work in 2025 with the 2025 roster. They wanted a very strict 1-4 bounce back and forth, heavy lurk style, where you had one guy who was lurking, who was able to call for information, find timings, etc. And you could kind of see that in the beginning, even when Yeoman was there, and then even further after with Foxy9, they eventually adjusted to work around Foxy9 and his inability to get proactive. But I feel like they still believe that that's the best way to play, and I have no arguments with that, but the bottom line is if you can't find someone, I don't know if you can really force that. But my presumption is you've worked with Caron for 2 years now, right? So he understands what the coaches want, etc. So maybe you're trying to see if he can take on that kind of veterancy role. Obviously it didn't go very well, I would say, on that front.
Yeah, well, they've still got some time. Maybe they'll make some adjustments, but definitely looks like T1 have got more potential than Gen.G at this point in the offseason.
Yes. Lakia's IGLing, I think, also looked okay. It looked fine. I don't think it looked bad. It obviously looked a little bit rough, a little bit simple. But yeah, it looks like Gen.G's probably, it's better to kind of tone your expectations and be like, yeah, they'll be all right. You know, they should probably make playoffs, but it's going to take some time for them to grow.
It feels like a stage 1 team more than anything, like rather than kickoff. It feels like if they're gonna actually start to kind of like climb the ranks, like I think playoffs in kickoff is very possible, if not slightly expected. But for them to actually make like a run, I don't really have my hopes held that high until probably stage 1.
It'll be a little bit higher because triple Elam like helps them a lot, right? Like teams like in this position, this format, like you get so much more practice or just attempts time in game.
Yeah.
Or you just get the piss kicked out of you 3 times in a row and you're done.
Better than 2 times though, right? Like that 3rd time, you 100% know. There's no doubts. That 3rd time,
I mean,
there's no way.
Gen.G of 2024 loves to just go like the longest run through any possible bracket.
Yeah.
So maybe they just go immediately down to that 3rd elim and then run it all the way into the grands.
Yeah. Yeah, possible. We didn't touch on it earlier, so I just want to like briefly mention it now. While we were talking about PatMen's obviously gone over to Global Esports. While we were discussing kind of like kickoff and these teams, so we got to see T1, we got to see Gen.G. We haven't been able to see Global, obviously. But like, would you have them in the same area where you're like they have some potential, especially with PatMen being added, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I trust Frost to do a good job, and I think that if just talking to him, because I saw him right after GCC wrapped up. He said that he was really liking the guys. He was getting like now that he was seeing the players like firsthand, like them scrimming and practicing and stuff. He was like even more impressed with his players than he already was when he joined the team. So he's just like, Yudaton's a freak. I'm like, yeah, I know.
So
I've been
good,
watching this guy drop fucking bombs on people the entire year. And she's like, yeah, but like once I was like sat behind him, like watching him play, I was like, holy hell, it's so much better than I could have thought. So I think he really likes the team that he's assembled, and I trust him to do a good job.
It must have been very fortuitous to have PatMen just kind of fall into your lap this late into the season when you're still, because they're one of the few teams that are still in a bit of a roster rebuild kind of mode. Almost everybody else wouldn't even be able to capitalize on a good free agent like that becoming available. So nice fortuitous timing for them. I think it's a good pickup too. I think it'll really make a difference to the team.
Yes.
It's a hodgepodge roster though. It's an unusual roster.
It's a
Like,
global
I mean,
roster.
Global's kind of always
It's
been that though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
We
it
had
does
SK
fit the
Rossi
brand.
and Texture and Bazzi all on the same team under this banner, so it's always been a mixed bag.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about one of the other teams that made a debut this week, Vitality. Now, I didn't even know this tournament was happening, but there's a tournament in Europe called Project Blender, which is like, let's basically what it seems to be is let's get every team in Europe to play some giant Swiss stage tournaments against each other.
This is just
And so-
Eurovision Valorant, right?
Yeah, it feels like it. Like, dude, look at this. Is, by the way, Kurt scrolling through this. This is only phase 3 of 4, so there are 4 different phases.
That was phase 2, no?
Not well, he
phase
just
three,
clicked on
yeah,
phase
yeah.
3, but yeah, phase 2 was pretty similar, right? It's like a massive group stage with huge amount of teams. Phase 3 is when they started to add some really like solid teams. So got to see Giants, got to see Karma Corp, got to see Vitality, etc., etc. Vitality were the team that I was focused on. Now the VODs of this are like fucking hidden media, but I found them because Valorant Monday was doing a co-stream of some of these maps, and so the first one was like publicly available everywhere, where they lost. So the one that most people will probably be familiar with is Vitality when they played against Eternal Fire, because that one got broadcast on the mainstream, and I think quite a few people watched it.
I had a giggle when I woke up and saw these results.
Yeah, because you look at it and you're like, the super team lost, Keg W. But then they did make it through, and they very, very cleanly won all the rest of their games. They battered these two teams. Now, these two teams are not that great, right? But they do still have some players that you might be aware of if you've been following for a long time, like players from back in 2020. But they owned them on Corrode with a double flash comp that was so cool. Sayonara and Durka look like menaces playing double flash on this defense side. And then Kron is playing the chamber op, which is that is very different. And
It's
then
a scary team.
yeah, and then they played against another team though, Galatasaray, I think they're called, something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It's a football team. TMV will have my head if I pronounce it wrong. But this team had also beaten a bunch of others. I think they'd beaten Gentlemates and KC in this tournament. Is that right?
They beat Gentlemates.
Gentlemates and Foot they beat. So, like, you know, this team's capable of doing some damage, and Vitality pretty easily handled them, actually. And apart from the Abyss, the other maps were looking clean. Their Corrode looks clean. Their Split looks really clean as well. Like, this looked very, very nice when I was watching them. So, if you watch the Abyss, you're going to feel like this team needs a lot of work. Like, Sayonara keeps getting himself into horrible spots. Kron's veto is getting essentially 0 value. There's like one round where I saw any veto value at all.
It's been pretty rare. It was rare in Soup as well as the veto value.
It just looks crap. But the Abyss is an outlier, is what I'm here to tell you. Because when you watch the other hidden media of them playing on Corrode and Bind and Split, they actually look really nice. And so I think this Vitality team is going to get memed on for losing their very opening game. But their actual performance was pretty good.
It's a BO1 though, right? Like it's also just a BO1. Like
and that's why I mean, you can't glean that much from all season tournaments to begin with. But the fact that it's a BO1, I mean, I'm talking about this a little bit before the show went live. It's like, okay, if you're gonna criticize Vitality, I mean, fucking Zeta Division was able to beat Fnatic in G2 over at Red Bull in best of ones, and they crapped on them. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. So
it's nice to see the roles though. And like if you're talking about the double flash stuff on Corrode, it's nice to see that Corrode and like teams themselves are like implementing new things with some of the old stuff in the game, right? Like initiators going down, like double smokes not being the biggest thing. Like you have Phoenix Yoru on a map that's like it's hard to kind of farm orbs on, at least defensively, as a guarantee. It is crazy. And the fact that it's working, like, can you describe like some of the stuff they were doing on Corrode with the double flashes? Was it like Yoru flashes through Phoenix walls on the defensive side, or like what was the situation?
It wasn't really. So, like, on the defense side, they had Durka and Kron playing on the outside. So on defense, they played majority defense, right? They 9-3'd both of their defense, and then they just ran away with attack, just running at people and flashing. But trying to take mid against double flash, the normal way that you would take mid on Corrode is you smoke something off. You smoke off A-Link or you smoke off, mid. You're scaling with a smoke. And then Sayonara and Durka are just going to be inside of it, flashing into your face. Phoenix flashes you still can't really dodge, even if you're a pro. And so they're just mopping up in mid. If they need to re-clear, the comp is also very good at re-clearing because Sayonara and Durka can re-clear their own space wherever they are on the map with a flash. And Durka and Kron are also, most of the time, Sayonara is the one more towards mid. Durka and Kron are on the outsides of the map on defense. And Durka's just hard pushing out B main if he doesn't hear any noise. Like, he's behind you in the first 30 seconds if you don't, like, go and default B main to push him back. And, they're just pushing you into Kron's op. It felt like a nightmare to deal with. Like, very, very difficult comp to try to stop because so many people are far forwards. And there's not that many ways of punishing that because you've got to be constantly worried about being flashed and peeked. So it actually looked really good. Like, it didn't even look like a gimmick comp. It looked like something that other people... It looked like the kind of comp, to be honest with you, that you could pick up in your ranked games or whatever and get a lot of value with. Because that kind of, like, double flash stuff would boom people at lower ranks as well. So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is have a look at these VODs because you might be wanting to rank up on Corrode. I would
Look
have
at the
stolen this
VODs
if
that
we were
are
going to play
insanely
Premiere.
hard to find.
Play this on Corrode
Yes.
and play T1's triple duelist comp on Abyss.
The only way that you can
Don't
find
do
this
that.
comp.
I haven't been playing, so I don't care.
This guy.
Cause chaos.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
only
Yambi
place that I
on
found the
KO as
VOD was
well.
Valorant Monday. So shout out Valorant Monday.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Shia.
I was saying they also have like tail on bind, which is like something that some teams might just be defaulting to like, or like I feel like
No.
teams use this because they've had it as a strat in the past and they haven't wanted
Yeah.
to adjust. But it feels like they're opting onto it, right? Because Yampi's coming in and he has all these people he wants to think about, like what do I want the team to look like? Him and the coach as well, or like how do we approach to have the tail be picked instead of be relied on is very interesting. And I feel like they also smashed on bind 13-7. Split solo Waylay as well, which is kind of interesting. I think solo Waylay so far has been tough for a lot of teams to like work with because it's really hard to be both the entry and have like tempo coming in after the fact without help. I feel like Narrate was suffering on Sen trying to do that even with a second duelist with Redux. Like
So
inside that tournament.
Vitality makes up for that because Sayonara is a very aggro. Well, Sayonara and Yampi are both very aggro initiators. Like
Yeah.
they are down to put their body on the life and send it. And I think some of the value from this team is going to be Sayonara developing his talent because he clearly has a huge amount of raw talent. But he does, in these matches, still get himself into some really shit positions by just like wanting to take aggro fights and wanting to force engagements. And you see him in like pushed up positions and you're like, bro, you are dead there. Like you are never getting 1 or 2 because you're playing against good quality teams. But it does mean that some of the load is taken off Durka because he doesn't have to be everything when he plays the solo Waylay or the solo Raze or whatever on bind.
I just learned because I hadn't been following this tournament. I guess they do have the interesting agent pick format, so that might be part of why they're doing fun comps because where you can't repick the same agent.
I
2
didn't
maps in a
even.
row.
Is that even true? Because it doesn't. It doesn't
for
look
BO3s.
like it from any
For
of the- right.
BO3s is what they're saying. At least that's what it says on Liquipedia. I was kind of going through it to figure out more about what.
I
the
mean, to be
format
honest
was.
with you, I didn't even notice, and they were playing these comps at BO1, so I don't know.
Yeah, I would also say that I think those comps have legs anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
behind that. But I was also just looking that up just as a reminder for myself, though, that Sayonara can't play, though, right? Until
I
stage
was about
1.
to bring that up too. Yeah, like
Yeah, so that's the big question is so we've seen what it can be, which is great and promising, but how do you spend that time in between if you're Vitality? Who do you bring in? And also, like, how do you balance the time between getting Sayonara, like, still involved to make sure, because obviously you're going to want to start him, etc. So I guess that's the biggest question now, because otherwise, for now, it looks like a pretty good start.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably should have just kept Kicks on the team and had him as the backup, but I don't think they have. I think they've got. Didn't they say that they're going to be running safe, or did I just make that up? Is that just actual
It's
source
like
that came
pocket
to me in a
safe.
dream?
that's crazy.
I thought that he was
I
still
thought I
on the
read that
bench, but
somewhere.
it's not. He's not on VLR.
Yeah.
Is
On
what
VLR,
I'm
they have
saying.
Sivo and Unfake, which are like
yeah,
not the
still
2 you're
there.
slotting in for Sayonara. Unless someone else is like ditto transforming into Sayonara and they're coming in for one of those roles, that might be the case. But I don't see Kron picking up any of these roles. I don't see like the replacements don't really make as much sense.
Yeah, I don't think it matters though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Demon One is going to Vitality. It's gonna be
Honestly,
crazy. Oh my god.
You know what? Do it. Send it.
Yeah, I think this
Perfect.
team will just be like they're just figuring stuff out at the moment, you know. Like
Yeah.
again, they're playing. Yeah, I mean they're playing weird compositions. I didn't realize that. That's probably explaining why some of the comps are so wild. But at the same time, like the comps do still make sense.
Yeah.
They just still look like a rough new team. So some of
Yeah.
that's going to be the comps, but some of that's going to be because they just formed the team as well. It's only Durka from previous Vitality and BBL.
The
haven't
pressure is
exactly taken
insane
everything.
though then on them. Like their win con for 2026 is like minus kickoff. Like you don't get any of the champs points basically in potential, right? Like for the roster, like you're kind of writing off that entire event. And so you're playing with 4 less points entirely. Every stage win will matter in stage 1, like so much more so than any other team. And I feel like they have even more pressure than last year, even though they're a brand new team, super team, but with a little bit less expectations
Yeah.
from the 2025 roster. Like you have to make London as Vitality, right? If you don't make London, it's kind of like, holy, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's going to be a fun team to follow. I think it's going to be a very fun team to follow. Let's move on to the meat of the show, though. We're only an hour in, so let's move on to the actual show.
Nice.
It's time for the 2025.
Achilles wanted a 2-minute break. I sent you a message.
Sorry, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize.
I was like,
no, absolutely.
I'll just let Kurt handle this.
Sorry, my apologies. I didn't look at my other monitor. We're gonna go into the 2025 Plat Chat Awards right after this quick commercial break.
We're not running a commercial, by the way.
You're getting everything wrong.
Right
It's
back.
not 2 minutes,
No.
it's 3 minutes.
Shayo has to make
It's
up
just
a
hockey I
product
have.
to sell.
I gotta make up a product to sell. Listen, are you having trouble in ranked? Hold up, I don't have a. I
Oh
wish we
my
had the
gosh,
Red
what
Bull
is he
home ground.
doing?
Like,
I can give
Kurt,
you
do
a
you remember that
backing
sound
track.
bed? That's just like,
I can give you a backing track. Let me find one.
give me a backing track.
It might be pretty rough. We'll see. Let's use this.
All right, welcome. The Plat Chat commercial 3-minute break that British people think is 2 minutes long. We're going to be rocking in for the ranked players here today inside Valorant. If you like ranked, can I get a 1 in the chat? Amazing. I love all those ones. Now, are you a professional team that's struggling? Are some of your teammates really good at the game, but 17 years old, turning 18 in March, born in 2008? If you need a 6th player, let me introduce to you Demon 1. Now, Demon 1 is available in all shapes and sizes. You need a duelist? Demon 1 can do it. You need a player to slot in for a Chinese team that doesn't speak Chinese? Demon 1 can do it. You need someone to be an MVP for 2 weeks and then maybe kind of fall off the face of the earth? Demon 1 can do it. He's an amazing on-screen talent as well. He can co-stream. He can fill in as a 5th player. He can also be a main roster slot the entire time. He can be a rumored person as well. There's so much clout when you have Demon 1. Sign Demon 1 today and you can take Vitality all the way to 1st place and kickoff.
Great job.
First place not guaranteed. Demon 1 may come with standing on tables, toxic personality, where he says he doesn't fucking care about anything in interviews. Please pick up Demon 1 at your own risk.
If someone sign Demon 1, man,
What
please.
the hell?
Actually, what's
All
going
right,
on?
looks like Seth
All
is
right.
back.
I just want to take this chance if we're chilling for different people and different players and different ideas. If Gen.G still needs a 5th, there is a guy who can play controller and probably Sentinel as well that was pretty good called Persia, so they should look into that. Just saying.
Okay.
I'm shoving a chicken tender into my face hole, and then I'm good to go.
Yep.
Could be any face hole, really.
Which
Could be
one
a
is it?
nostril.
I was gonna
Only
ask
Kurt
him that. I was
knows.
like, I don't want to go there.
Guess the face hole. Guess the face hole. It's our
It's a new mini game.
new segment here. New segment.
Oh. No, it
The
goes
chicken
into this
tender goes
one.
in the face hole.
Welcome to the Plat Chat 2025 awards show. Coming up, we have the team of the year, the best rant, best trash talk, MVP, best play, worst take, best Plat Chat moment, all sorts of things coming up. In the past week, we have had the opportunity for you guys to vote. You already got to nominate these nominations. And now, last week, you got to vote on them as well. Over 3,300 of you voted. So if the nomination that you wanted to win didn't win, it's your fault, okay? You should have voted more, okay? Or you should have voted at all. This is a civics lesson for you here. You got to participate. You got to be in it to win it. So let's, without further ado, let's get on with the team of the year. So I'm going to go and pick up my...
Is he wearing? Whoa! What in the world am I watching? That's insane.
Oh man,
Right, we've got our
it's
nominations.
been a long 48 hours since the last time I saw that.
We've got our nominations here. We're going to start off the 2025 Plat Chat Awards with the team of the year. So, the nominees are PaperX, Fnatic, G2, Wolves, and NRG. And the winner is... Oh my god, I forgot to write it down. Fnatic! Beautiful. Fnatic end up winning it. Phenomenal. Was this your Was this your expectation here?
Nope.
Why? What the hell? I went for Fnatic.
I would have thought that Paper X would have won, finally lifting a trophy, having a top 4 finish of champions as well. Like I thought that that would have wrangled the voters.
Well, I can tell you,
I
there's
was
only 3 percentage points difference between the two. So Paper X very close to winning Team of the Year, but by far and away, those were the 2 front runners.
Our Southeast Asia reach on Plat Chat is clearly not good enough, so we need to start getting the marketing going
We
on
need to
that
start
front.
pumping that.
I'm gonna get billboards in Bangkok, baby.
Billboards in Bangkok.
I think it's very impressive what Fnatic were able to do this year, though, with multiple finishes, getting deep, very consistent. Let's go for our next award. These next awards have videos for each one. So we're going to do a little preview of the best rant of 2025. First of all, the first nomination for Conductor Sliggy's Victory Lap.
Hello everyone, just wanted to make a video to congratulate everyone that was on the train, whether you were out the window, on the top, making the tracks, giving out snacks, or if you were just anywhere, first class, second card, just on board the train. I know you have 4 frauds in front of you that went on the train.
I've never been on the last month.
Hotel room. I was going to do it from the hotel gym on the treadmill, but I know that Sideshow is invisible to anything that's on a run, so he wouldn't have been able to see it. So, for my next trick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the next 20 minutes. I'm going to save you some time. For the next 20 minutes, Sideshow is going to flame Paper X. He's going to say everyone against them crumbled, no one played well against them. He's also going to say that I had insider information, which might be a little bit true, but at the same time, I was visibly, vocally shouting out loud that they're going on a run. I wasn't allowed to say anything. I'm trying to tell everyone that they're going on a run, that he's too stubborn. There's 2 things that he has that can't be cured: baldness and stubbornness. It's there forever. Okay, and then we've got Brent. Brent is going to pretend he was on the train. We haven't seen him for a month.
He's already done it.
The train was so packed, he might have been there. So maybe in chat people will need to let me know if Brent was there or not. I didn't see him, but he might have been there. Then TMV, he's going to say, this is all okay. I wanted them to win.
God.
I'm train neutral.
He's predicted
Either on the train or you're off the train. There is no train neutral. The train is either gone past you or you're on the train. It's as simple as that. And then we got Chobra. Chobra. Our lucky believer for 4, maybe 4.5 years. The best they ever achieved with him believing is his #1 team, 5th to 6th. And now he goes to another team, Nongshim, and RRQ get first. He's going to spend the whole episode pretending that he doesn't have a curse, when obviously it's so blatant. Out of all the streamers, including me, he has probably the biggest curse of all. That's it. Just want to say thank you to everyone, track by track. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
I still can't quite believe that he just lit our asses up like that. Like no script. He just for one day woke up and chose violence. No idea why. No idea why. The next nomination for best rant is Alice's crash out over the top 20 players list. The Chronicle, Benji Fishy, Verno, and Woot. So No Jorgamo. No. Okay. No Jorgamo.
He's a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, your fucking stats don't fucking make sense.
If I
actually have a college degree in mathematics, and you just have a fucking Google spreadsheet.
It does. I know it doesn't make sense. I never claimed it made sense. I never claimed the algorithm made sense.
This isn't even just your fault. This is
this is everybody.
This is everyone, yeah.
This is everyone. All right, let's have a look at. It's beautiful. That's a good one. I really enjoy the from a long way away loud voice.
Yeah.
Full court.
The third nominee here for Best Rant of 2025 is TMV's, it's a modern one, TMV's Academy Teams rant.
South American teams. But if you're a team that is close to the location of VCT, if you're a North American team and you don't have an Academy team, which is all of them but Sentinels, You have no fucking clue what you're doing. Your coaches are doing like 50% of the role of coaching because you're not actually coaching. Because if you knew about coaching, you would know the theory of coaching is that it's important that you give direct feedback straight away when something happens. You would know that it's important to run drills over and over again to improve. That not just scrimming a normal game is how you get better at this game or any skill in the world. There is a ton of research on this that you could use if you want to, and yet only one team in NA has an academy team, and only like 4 do an EMEA as well, when they all could. So if you don't have an academy team, what the fuck are you doing?
I just want to add, I don't have proof about the academy teams right now in Korea, but RRQ used to always do scrims with their game changers. How the fuck do you make this
about RRQ?
Classic Chobra there at the end. Beautiful little addition to it. Beautiful little addition to it. And the final nominee for Best Rant of 2025 is Dryad ranting about crew.
Turning up.
Okay, what makes me really mad is that people are shocked by this win. They just cannot believe it. They're like, crew win against Sentinels. And like, I've been telling you for how many years? How many years has it been? I remember 2021.
5.
Do we still remember that run? And ever since, I had my pink hair. I had to change it, but that's okay. The pink is still, it's still like a thing that has been building up with Kesnet, with Mazzino on the team. You look at this roster, and if you think that they were gonna be bad this year, you're stupid. I'm sorry, you're stupid. You're stupid. I don't care. Like saying that they're not top 4.
You're stupid. You're just stupid.
I love how PG-13 her rant is. She's so frantic she can't even like think of like proper fucking insults to throw at people.
Well, that leaves us with one thing to do, which is to announce the winner of the Best Rant of 2025. And the winner is Sliggy's Conductor Lap. Conductor Sliggy's victory lap. Crashing out and just basically saying what was in his heart all along. I think he's got a lot of hate in there. I think he's fostering a lot of hate in his heart.
Oh, he's a kind guy. There's no. I think it's all pure, innocent, sweet cooned water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't wait.
That's what's being projected.
Dude, I can't wait until Shio's the one tied to the tracks next year. I just can't wait. We'll see if you still say the same thing, man.
Exactly.
We'll see what happens.
The man nearly killed me. Right, back away from us and back putting the focus more on players and stuff. The next award is Best Trash Talk or Pop-Off Moment. So again, we've got some videos of these to jog your memory too. So this one starts with Crashy's Mouse Taunt.
Right back, you can see Alpha on his feet. Yeah, Ethan just caught completely off guard. I guess by the timing, the expectations, Alpha over the top here, but the paranoia connecting on both of them.
Oh! How can you not love that man right now?
Dude, that is cold. I like that.
That's so good.
I do like that.
I love it. I love it.
I think that's very good. Okay, the next one is a little bit of a contrast. We're going from Crashies to a player we've talked about earlier on, PatMen, and his shit and mini shit.
Just gifted those two. On the most common line that you would spam down, finds the perfect timing and Heretics run into the bullets.
I don't know how, because I mean, I didn't even need to review that one. I was going through the doc and like making sure that I knew all of the clips and stuff before I voted. I knew exactly what this one was, but I had to watch it again because it's just one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen on stage. And I don't know how you and Bren didn't lose it. Because I would have been cackling. Or is it you and Lauren?
It was me and Lauren, so it'd be hard for Bren. Bren just jumps on the mic. No, I didn't hear it in the moment.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear what he said. I had to listen back to it afterwards in order to tell what he said. I knew he'd said something, but in my head, I'm just like, that isn't even a thing that people would say. Shit and mini shit. So it's not going in.
Well, you're playing Premier now, like, or like all of you guys, when you play, do you do that same shit? Like, do you shit talk the enemy team a lot, like when you're in the moment, if you're playing, or are you guys more composed?
No.
Really?
No, I don't really want to spend my time and energy in my mid-30s shit talking imaginary
Well, like, back in the
13-year-olds
day,
in
like,
Valorant in
if you were
Korea.
playing-
Man, that's not.
Like, don't go back and watch some of those. Like, we did the Valorant show match and the CS show match. Don't go back and watch my VODs if you're on the enemy team in any of the games we were playing.
Oh,
Even
no.
Peak. Like,
Sure,
that
there
was
was-
Sure, sure.
Should
yeah.
have listened to what Lauren was saying about Sliggy during the game as well. Pansy was absolutely destroying him. It's brutal. Now back to something a little bit more wholesome, I suppose. This one with a large cultural impact. We have Lysor aura farming.
Wolves giving themselves exactly what they needed.
First tick in the box here to try and mount this comeback is the pistol round for Wolves.
And that's just one example. He was doing it over and over and over again. And now
So good.
a related nominee here, the next one, which is Team Toast doing a Lysor tribute at Masters Toronto. Again, the cultural
warmed up.
impact goes crazy.
It's 7-5. It's a respectable half,
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're all standing. They're all
Oh!
Good bit of aura farming. Good bit of aura farming. Flipping things over again to more of the trash talk rather than the vertical standing man emoji. Our next nominee is Boaster's Trash Talk Reel. He did it so often, we had to compile it.
Nice! Come on, boy! Let's go! Come on! What are you doing, bruv? What are you doing, you tossers? Let's go now! These toss pop ass Odin one-way defense mother. Come on, now, you get! Come on! Come on, boys! What are you doing, you? Own a pixel. Zestify!
Oh, good.
It's
There's no one
really
like
good.
him.
No, that's really good. The fact that that's like Champs Finals as well is pretty wonderful. Was that Champs Finals or was that the upper bracket?
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
sure.
it should have been finals, I think.
Yeah, that's the finals. And then
DC
the
for a
final
second there.
nominee. The final nominee for Best Trash Talk or Pop-Off Moment is Jonah P. Keep running
Still
it
get
down.
a good job done from where he landed at Jenny. Almost had the jump on Jonah, but the thorns are the biggest issue. Anytime you're going to try to go fast like that, this double Senti comp is going to eat you up.
Yo, what did Balance say last time? Keep running it down. You can't call for
Yo.
That's a violation.
I love that one as well because it really hits the narrative of what we were talking about with NRG at the time, where they were struggling with those slower rounds. They had to run it down. Beautiful stuff. All right, that means
Can I give
it's time.
an honorable
Yeah, go
mention?
on, please.
An
please.
honorable mention, one that I thought should have been on the list that wasn't there, was Buzz is who's the best team in Korea now.
That was a good one as well. Actually, that's a really good one. Yeah, when they
just wanted to
beat,
give that one a shout out because that was pretty damn good.
Yeah. Okay, but the winner, as voted by the community, of Best Trash Talk or Pop-Off Moment is not the Conductor Sliggy Victory Lap. It is, in fact, the Boaster Reel. The Boaster Trash Talk Reel. It's just too good. It's just too good. Zestify.
I mean, he called them tossers. Like,
Tosspot is it's so middle class British, and he's really leaning into the I don't know. Yeah, it's like anyway, it's very funny. Let's go into our next award. The next award's a very serious one. It's MVP. So this one's just straight up for the year most valuable player. The nominees were Kayak, Brock, Forsaken, Alpha Year, Texture, Ethan, Aspas, Riens, Trent, and Nats. And the winner, with just under 30% of the vote, the MVP for this year, Forsaken wins the MVP.
I mean, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why he's the MVP.
Forsaken wins the MVP. There we go. We got him. We got him.
Oh, no.
We got his ass. Now, there was another player here, 0.4 percentage points behind Forsaken. This is an insanely close one. Can any of you guess who it was? So, Forsaken got 29.8% of the vote. This other player got 29.4% of the vote as the MVP for the whole of the year.
The whole of the year? Alpha year.
Alpha year was going to be my. Oh man.
Kayak for coverage.
It was not Alpha. It was not Alpha.
I was going to say Kayak personally.
It was a player. It was a player on Alpha Year's team. It was Kayak. Yes.
Kayak, yeah. Okay.
Coming in and performing so well since the very beginning of the year, like a tiny little drop off in performance in stage 2, but otherwise rebounding for champs.
Damn, what was the percentage? 0.4?
0.4 percentage points.
Damn, I should have voted. Should have voted. Sorry, Kayak. That's on me, man. That's on me, keeping you in second place forever.
And this is why winning for the longest time too, and then
then the mail-in votes came in.
Yeah, the mail-in votes crazy.
But yeah, very, very, very close. And I think worthy winner here as well, because Forsaken did have an extraordinarily good year. Now, the best play of 2025 is our next one coming up. And you never know what the answer to this is going to be. So we also have videos for each of these.
Input there, but this one I think the Paper X fans took over because I don't think this is the best one. But we'll run them all, and then we'll have our own opinions after. I think it is a good play. It's definitely worthy of play of the year, but it's not play of the year.
Okay, well then let's have a look at all of the plays of the year, and we can see which one perhaps you at home would have picked as well. Maybe you would have gone with Forsaken sticking the spike. First of all, we have Forsaken sticks the spike versus Sentinels.
And finally deals with it again. The trap is triggered all the way from the side. Paper X there, and he's stopping this train. It's looking so damn unlikely, and it's up to the captain, it's up to John. Stinger in hand. Flash. He's got a bullet. The supplement. He's going to run him down. It's a full stack. No way! For Paper X. There's no stopping this train.
It's an incredible play in the terms of like how, like it's at the very end of a match. The smoke is also really, really nice, which I think Forsaken's incredibly intelligent with how he runs his smokes. But it is a guy sticking and spinning in circles at the end of the day. But it's very fun. It was a very fun moment. The next play, the next nominee, is Kiko with his ace against Paper X, in fact.
Oh, I hope this one wins.
This one was...
Anything there, not able to back away fast enough. Running out of time with the A site open, so won't get punished, but also doesn't spot out anyone at all, including Kiko. Showstopper now. Invested, as Jinx flying at him, and he's dead. As it explodes erupts beneath his feet. Kiko looking for the ace, and he has it.
It's disgusting.
Dude, so clean.
At 12-11, like, come on. That's wild.
I mean, if I'm voting, that one's going to be pretty difficult to knock off the list. That one is insane. Let's go into our next nomination, though, because this one was also one of my personal favorites. It was Jorgamo with his Frenzy 1v4 versus Dragon Ranger Gaming at Champions.
One send them back to watching the rest of the team fall down. Trent and Jaw, the last two standing.
Burn out. Yuto, nice and early here. Jorgamo has to go huge with the Frenzy.
Oh, that paranoia could not have been better, though. Quelling some of that aggression. Still sticking around, but these last two... Oh
my God!
Jorgamo! There is no one like him!
Ooh. I really like that one for the uniqueness. I don't think there's anybody using the Frenzy as well as Jorg is at the moment. But yeah, a damn tasty clip. Paper X also featuring the next nominee, but it's on the other side again. Camo with his fake Yoru clone play versus Paper Rex. You don't see him very often.
Finding himself 2 kills. Makes it a 2v2, but now there's going to be a pit in play. Spike picked up Forsaken. Rotates over, gets the plant, has the ult as well to go on a scouting mission. Here's Camo immediately dropping down. He's trying to fake it. He's just sprinted into backside, and they have absolutely no idea. The recreep forward, the buy's been outdone! Patty finds Forsaken! And my God! Team...
It's pretty sick.
Dude, in a 2v2, that's so sick. Yeah.
Inside the pit as well, so you don't want to shoot the clone because it would give away where you're playing. It's, yeah, that is really nice.
That one
Very
got
smart.
my vote.
It is a good.
Twice.
It is a good one. What do you mean he voted twice?
No, because I said I wanted the Kiko one to win.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
just
yeah.
for the
Wanted the
bit.
Kiko
This
one.
was my real vote.
Oh, okay.
Well, coming up, our second place MVP now has 2 back-to-back clips. Kayak, the first, with a Sheriff Ace versus Team Heretics.
There's not often you talk about the vibes of Fnatic. Oh, hold that thought for the time being. Kayak. What? What? No! No way! Is this Give it to him! Give it to him! Give it to him! Kill!
It's
That's
pretty
breakfast.
filthy.
That's nice. Yeah.
Fucking disgusting.
It's pretty filthy. And we're going to follow this up with the next nominee, which is Kayak with a Ghost Ace versus BBL.
Push. It started with success. Profek finding Alpha. Kayak trying to flash back out, and takes 2. Oh! The Prince of Pistol may just have crowned himself king. Ridiculous flicks from Kayak. And of all players, it's Yampi that's got to try and walk back in. An ace to...
That one's more disgusting. That one's
Yeah.
even better. Like, because he's got to actually turn the first. Like the other one, like everyone's just in a hallway. This was just fucking gorgeous.
That is pretty incredible. That is pretty good. All right, the next nominee was a Fluorescent Ace against Na'Vi.
They know
Let's
about
have a look.
Avova. The TP coming out of the ult up top's being hurt. Avova and Batu dealt with. They're ready for Fluorescent to be around here. Even still. What was that?
30 seconds left.
I can't believe I just saw that. Replay that. Maybe even now. Screw the round. 2v2. Shell. 32 HP. Tom. All thanks to Fluorescent. This is winnable.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to walk anywhere near. Don't even go near a wall that Fluorescent is looking at, because you might just fall. Gun barrel spotted. A 4th kill already for Fluorescent, and she will take over this round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next nominee is this is a silly one. It's Havoc's 1v6 in America's Ascension. Very recent, very silly one. Let's have a look.
That's a nail in the coffin, but Havoc is on the flank. They don't know it. And he is upgraded. Oh, he has the lineup. No one's turning around. There's definitely
You are kidding me. Around from Havoc should have been read from Winthrop University, but Jen, I have to agree. I think a lot of these nerves are really starting to get to this collegiate team. You can see they're a lot more shakier on some of these things that should be just a lot cleaner. I don't know if it was a little bit of a miscomm that happened.
And the final nominee here, Primmy's 1v4 versus T1.
And Jit Boys now, but looking to play off contact on each other as well. T1 feeling the confidence of going for the swings though! 2 kills! And now Primmy left alone, but he finds the tap! What? Just a full burst into the back, and it's a quad kill to pull out the club!
That is pretty good. That is pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. I also just want to point out, people in the chat saying, what? Know this? Know that? You guys were the ones giving the nominations, okay? you had the power to nominate, and you had the power to vote for the winners. Don't be saying know this, know that. I mean, you guys, it's literally on you guys. It's on you. Okay. The winner is... A lot of tension for this one. A lot of tension for this one. It's Forsaken! It's Forsaken sticking the spike against Sentinels. There we go.
No one could have seen this coming.
No one could have
Is
seen it
your
coming.
winner, Josh, for this one? Like personally, what do you think should have won?
I really like the Kiko Ace against Paper Rex, but that the Kayak Ghost Ace is also pretty fucking
nasty.
Nuts. I think I like the Kiko one a little better though, because I think it demonstrates like, dude, he's so aware of how Jing wants to outplay him as well. So he's like, he's hitting such nasty shots, but then he's also, anytime you can outplay Jing with a showstopper, you know you're doing something good. I don't know, so many phenomenal ones. But that's the one that gave me the most, like, Jorgamo's ace with the Bucky and the knives of the previous year.
I had to go for the fake clone, because just the stakes, it's at an international, like the timing of it, the gall of it to try to make a play like that happen and then have it work to perfection. Because I remember going outside, like just stepping out to get some air, like right after that, and the Divide was around, and he was just like, he came up to me, he's like, bro, like, where did he come from? I was like, he fake cloned, and he's like, are you kidding me? Like, he didn't even know.
Right.
After the game was over, he didn't know when the round was done, and he thought that somehow he just got into the back lines and just pushed the pit. So it was so good that they couldn't even put it together right after it had happened to him.
Yeah. Well, from the greatest plays of the year to now the worst play or biggest whiff of the year. And this is going to be hard to watch.
Oh, man.
First of all, we have our MVP, Forsaken.
It's John QD whiffing against Forsaken.
It's Forsaken's whiff against Crashies.
Let's get taken down. H-Shell's now going to be lobbed in. Divide doesn't win that fight. Poster just dropping down off the top. Able to find him. Forsaken finds the timing, cleans him up, and has to make an exit, and he's going to be detained. Crashies just rotating over, going for the defuse, holding it, but I don't think he knows where Forsaken is at. But Crashies absolutely annihilates him.
This entire round is crazy though as well.
Yeah. I mean,
it's bonkers. The fact that he's he's there just detained. And Crashies is like the whole thing was chaos.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm gonna give a pass. Yellow card, not a red card on that one. High pressure situation. Anybody can whiff. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, tell me what you think about the next one. I mean, because this next one,
bottom of the barrel. That was a tier 2 barrel. I want like tier 8.
Right. Well, Finesse has a little bit of a senior moment. Is coming right up. This is beginning of the year.
For NRG. Oh my goodness. As he continues to push the pace. A man on a mission, single-handedly taking them apart. The man has come to life.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that we should have had Bren's co-stream reaction.
Yeah.
Because he added something to my own vernacular, because now when I see Paper Thin do something stupid, I will scream to myself, he's geriatric. It's left an impact on my personal life.
I didn't want that to influence the clip though, so that's why I didn't put it in the nominee.
Fair.
It's a great
Understandable.
point. It's a great point.
We gotta be professional here on Plat Chat, of course.
Yeah.
Now, this next one is astonishing. Now, it would be astonishing if it had happened even once, but this was actually the second time that it had happened this year to Team Liquid, and they allow Magnum to ninja 1v4 defuse in this clip.
Oh, man.
Now, but this would be something else entirely. Patatek's low, chance to take him down, and there we go. But still, we're not talking about real damage here. Yeah, Team Liquid came in with 2 pistols. The next kill will take out an SMG. Even if it is Nat's drop to the floor. We're looking at Trex being able to recover that quickly, and Magnum will make it to the spike. Even tap it just to cause a headache. He's got quite a time here, actually. They kind of need to run in. They need to hurry up. The spot has to go, and they've let him defuse it. They've let him defuse.
I think my favorite part about that clip is when Tom is just chuckling that, he's just going to go down to the spike. Like, just nonchalantly mentions it, and then it starts clicking in everybody's brain.
I mean, that's a tough one to beat, because in terms of like blunders, that's an enormous blunder. This next one, though, I think beats it in terms of comedy value, because I couldn't watch this game without cackling. It's Mulsey's Sova Recon. And bearing in mind, to give some context, this had already been happening for a few rounds beforehand as well, but this was the cherry on the cake.
I look at chat to confuse the enemy, but you must confuse yourself. Stop. Okay, no, Sugetsu's there. It's fine. He's
Standing ahead. Oh no! Please stop. Stop. Get me out.
Big dart there.
Commercial break.
That's one that just every time gets me. And like the play, the observers just immediately cutting to him as soon as the bow comes out, just nothing.
Multi was talking about it afterwards. He did put a bounce on that, but it's like bugged geometry, and it just stuck in there.
That's the only reason I didn't vote for this clip personally. Was because
the play itself isn't the bad part.
Yeah. That's not fully on him.
He tries to do like a mid dart as well, and like they cut off right before it misses, and they have a replay. Where he's just watching him, and he says nothing for 5 seconds. I missed the dart. It's so funny.
It's a great map to go back and watch for comedy value. Honestly, it really is. Let's have a look at this next one. This next one is Munchkin's Viper Orb lineup. Here's one to see.
From the side, a little bit of damage dealt. I say a little bit. Famous is pretty wrecked, down to 22
I didn't
health.
even notice it.
What is the voice cloud? Munchkin.
Yeah.
Dude, that happens to me
get over
all
it.
the time.
I could go for another minute. He's just laughing for the entire round. It really
that killed him. Like, he was. I wish it did, but like he was giggling about that for a while.
Let's have a look then at the next nominee, which is EU, the new player on Furia, formerly of 100 Thieves, missing a pretty free kill here.
Over B. He might play spoiler. Is the Thrash gonna check him? Yes, it will. Spotted, had Melser so cooked.
Wait.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
Oh
Where'd he go?
Oh, that's tragic.
Now, I don't know. Sometimes the minimap is bugged.
No.
Is that one of those spots?
I immediately launched Valorant, made someone get into that corner, and replicated this with the minimap. It's a hit. It's
Really?
I think it's pressure in the moment.
Yeah, no, he misses the first one. The shots after is just because he thinks he should have hit, but he does miss the first one. Yeah.
And he thinks he moved right or something. So that's just the issue.
Now, we've seen whiffs, we've seen misplays, but you ain't never seen anything like this next one.
Oh god.
Mini Boo versus an ISO ultimate.
Low. Kovac almost went down as well. His shield's been broken. Shots back from Woot will take him out. There's the capitalization on the camera being taken out early. Miniboo wraps around and the round is over. Win or lose, you will be taken down when you... No! He shot too early and Kicks is gifted the round.
It's just it's so funny seeing him line up, get ready, you just hear 5 shots come out and there's nobody. You're like, oh shit. And then he just fucking loses the round. Oh my god.
Oh. And he farmed in the rest of that map as well.
Yes.
Does anyone remember that? No. No. And finally, our final nominee is Devi with a self-flash in a 1v1 to lose an entire series.
No Arcros though. After shocked out, an NC Slasher trying to clear as much as possible. Goes in for the tap to Plat.
Oh, he's self-blinded! He bounced off of it, and that's the entire map! How did that just happen? NC Slasher clutching
that one sucked. But if nothing else, you could make like a kung fu movie-esque montage starting from that where like he's getting his ass whooped in training and then just becomes this jacked brick shithouse.
Yeah.
Because Devi mastered the Vice throughout the year.
Okay.
But it was a very bad start.
Like I'm surprised it's not here. Urango's Sage Wall has to be. I would have voted for that. Oh my god! And that was already in a series where crazy shit was going on. Yeah. And that was we are at the bottom of the barrel with that.
Did he have an op? He had an op and he sage-walled himself.
Sage-walled in a Viper Orb from his own team. So he was opping in a smoke, and then he decides to wall boost himself in front when, oh god, and then starts knifing to get out. Dude.
I think the chat just let me on to something. These guys have been really slacking and missing some key ones, because one of the other ones that I had wiped from my memory bank was Governor killing himself.
He killed himself in the paywall.
No, but that one I do believe was partially the error on the ult not giving the correct indicators at that time. It wasn't patched yet. It was right before the patch. I'm pretty convinced, but I'm always standing by Governor on that one. But I will yield to that one.
Okay. Well, in terms of the nominees that we already had, the winner is, in this situation, for worst play or biggest whiff, with an overwhelming proportion of the vote, it is Mini Boo missing from point blank range against an ISO ultimate. I don't think you'll ever see it again.
No.
I think that's an astonishing one.
Yeah, you don't think so?
That one was.
I hope not.
In theory,
not from him.
In theory, that ninja
Yeah.
defuse you should also never see again. But that was the second one that Team Liquid had all year.
And that's a part of why I went for that one.
That's
like,
tough.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah. But there we go. Most of the time, he was great. Sometimes, sometimes mini shit. Sometimes mini good. Sometimes mini shit. Let's go into our own roast session now, though, because it is not just the Eye of Sauron pointing towards the players. Of course, we have to reflect it back upon ourselves as well for the worst take of 2025. So here we have some nominees, obviously, and we have videos of these as well. So first off, the worst take of 2025. Our first nominee, PaperX, are not going to win a trophy. What's the problem with having them as the best team in the A tier?
Because they're too good for A.
How are they too good for A? We've got Leviathan in A. We've got MIBR in A with Aspas. Like, these are good teams. We've got Fnatic in A.
Yes, but they have unknowns. PaperX, we know very well how.
Yeah, we know that they're not gonna fucking win an international. We know that's not gonna happen. Don't put him in S.
And then history made after that. Can you blame him for that take, though? It was valid at the time, I think.
At the time, it was fairly valid. Yeah, I can excuse him at the time. It still looks silly.
It's a bad take. It's a bad take. Yeah. And I'm glad that it's TMV getting the hate instead of me.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
No, surely not. Surely not.
We'll get to that.
The next worst take of 2025. Bren promises to quit Valorant if T1 wins Masters Bangkok.
Oh, jingle jangle jangle! I don't want to lead a jungle. Oh, no.
They're gonna end up winning the tournament. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be some dumb shit like that, and I'm gonna quit Valorant. I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. This is how I lose my job.
And then he never quit. Not a man of his word.
Yeah, not a man of his word.
Not a man of his word. But
what's he gonna do? I mean, surely he's got to quit though. If like T1 runs it back and like wins trophies after all the shit he was saying about like KDG being the coach and that kind of stuff, right? So
different team though with Munchkin. I don't know. Is he still down on them?
He was down on them last episode. He was saying he was saying with him coaching, he doesn't see it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if T1 win another tournament, then maybe Bren will quit forever. We'll see. We'll see if we can hold him to it.
Fingers crossed, chat. Let's bring another one home.
The next candidate for worst take of 2025 is Wyatt at the very beginning of the year, predicting Furia to qualify for Masters Bangkok.
Didn't bring them up.
I have crew
I haven't
going
even talked about
very
them.
deep.
This is a new record for me. I'm killing.
I have crew going to that lower final.
Really?
Well,
Whoa, hold the
Who's going on
fucking
a
phone.
run?
You have crew going to the lower bracket final, and you have a different team going to Bangkok, which means that you have G2 not even making third.
No, I do have G2 going to Bangkok.
Oh, right, okay.
No, just kidding. I was off the bath salts and I have Furia.
You actually have Furia?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, at least he knows he's off the bath salts, but Jesus. I mean, they ended up being... they also... I can't remember. Did they have their full team at the beginning of... No, they didn't at all, did
No, they didn't. No.
But then when their full team did arrive...
right?
Yeah, when their full team did arrive, they did worse than the stand-in team. It's a pretty rough one. It's a pretty rough one. And that's all of the nominees, I'm afraid. That's all of the nominees.
There's definitely
so happy to not be on this list.
There's definitely
I'm being
more.
told that there's one more. I'm being told there's one more. It's Sideshow Cuts Forsaken from PaperX.
You
Am I
okay,
mad? I'm
Sasha?
thinking, I'm pondering it. I might get rid of Forsaken as well.
You're not getting rid of Forsaken. That would be crazy. No one would get rid of Forsaken.
No,
Like,
because
all of
Forsaken-
the other 4 options you can make a case for.
Forsaken
There is
is-
no case for Forsaken.
But Forsaken
there is no
is,
case.
Forsaken's one of the load-bearing team style pillars.
He's also the best player on the team.
I know.
Hold on. Grasp for an excuse.
Ooh, but you cut it off there as I acknowledged he was the best player on the team.
That you would cut.
Yeah, I would cut.
Yeah.
At
There
the
you are. I
time,
got
it
a
seemed
great
like,
idea for you.
At the time, it seemed like radical solutions were necessary. As it turns out, we didn't need to be so radical. But that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. The winner of worst take of 2025. This one was close. But I'm afraid I've won it. It's Sideshow cutting Forsaken from Paper Rex. The worst take of 2025. After he then went on to be the MVP and deliver them his best performance in the one tournament where they've actually been able to win the entire thing as well. Then again, we don't know what the counterfactual would have been. Maybe if they got rid of Forsaken, they would have won 2 tournaments. You never know.
You should pretend like you've actually just gotten the award. So, like, use your Emmy as a prop.
Okay, yeah.
And then have an acceptance speech. So, like, yeah, just go get your Emmy real quick.
Thank you. You know, thank you so much to the Plat community for awarding me with the worst take of 2025. I never really wanted to cut Forsaken, but, you know, the question was, who would you cut on the team? And I was just throwing ideas out there. I acknowledge that he was the best player, but that's okay. I'll take my L. I'll sit here with my big fat fucking L because he was incredible. He was voted as the MVP of the entire year, and they finally won a tournament. So you know what? I'm never, ever going to cut Forsaken again. I have only the deepest respect for Paper X. Please stop sending me hate mail.
That's perfect. It looks really good in the background, though. You should put it back on the cooler.
Achilles, you don't have to work so early to get on the worst take of 2026, man.
Sorry. We'll put it back.
Yeah, just making sure that, you know, you get the best possible picture going on.
Best view. Yeah, best view of 2020.
The best backdrop. Okay. So, with that, there are only 2 awards left, and we're into big boy territory. This one, Best Plat Chat Moment of the Year. First off, Bren apologizes to T1.
Fuck. What are you saying? I don't know. I'm looking for good thing to work. Just keep apologize. 안녕하세요. 호프라이너입니다. 제가 지난 플랫 차트 에피소드에서 T1은 마스터즈 방콕 8위 이라는 아리소근 애축을 한곳대 T1 사과 말씀드립니다.
Good. And who do you not want to sue?
조마씨입니다. 조마씨는 고소하지 말아주세요. 죄송합니다.
Jobra, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, man.
Absolute garbage. Honestly, I'd be ashamed if I was Alice. How is she allowing this to happen in her household? That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Oh, my
That's so
God. But
funny.
it makes it all the better. It truly does really embody the ignorant Westerner vibe that we have to clear out on that episode.
It reminded me of doing like my wedding vows in Korean, because that was a fucking struggle, and I just got like handed them, and I was just like, I've never seen any of these words before. I don't know how to say half this shit in Korean.
Let's move on to our next nominee then. Our next nominee is Sean Gares, Out of Context.
And they do the same setup, and they win a fucking thrifty planning the same shit. So like this is how you do it. If you want to kill yourself, this is how you fucking do it. Like
Clip that one.
In the game, of course.
In the game. I'd forgotten that one happened. That's a good
so
one.
good.
The next nominee is Sliggy, who sees Valorant in everything he does and everywhere he is. The poor boy is addicted.
Which famous painting would best represent certain VCT teams?
This one's called The Scream.
It's a great show.
Because it is actually a portrait of Scream on KC in 2023. And I don't think we need to break this down further. So this one's called The Old Guitarist. And this one is during his blue period, which famously, of course, is in reference to KC's team color. But also, it's about the castle. I see a man who had aspirations of being a great musician. But much like Casey's aspirations of being a great team and going to champs, it's all just withering away.
And if you look closely, I think there's a harbour wall in the background.
We've got to get that segment on again. It was a masterpiece. We've got to harness Minnie's love for art history. The next one is from our live show, I believe. And the next nominee is Sideshow chugging a bottle of maple syrup 2019 style.
Now, we're about to go to a short break where you're able to go and get, refresh some food, get a drink, something like that. There was a fan who remembered what I said I was going to do.
Oh, God.
And I did it once before at the Overwatch World Cup in 2017 or something, but that was a really small bottle. So we'll see if we can get this down before we go to intermission.
How?
There's no way.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. All right, Josh. Oh my God.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh! Oh my God!
I respect it.
Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah.
Well, I've put on a bit of weight since then. I've become addicted to maple syrup. I drink a bottle a day.
Have you? Oh, I see. I was going to say, have you gone and seen like a cardiologist and checked if you have diabetes now?
The next nominee is from, again, another live show that we had in Paris. And it's a little munchkin stealing an entire bottle of wine.
Time they pick me instead of Doma. It's crazy.
All right. Thank you, friends.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Thank you, Leo.
Appreciate it, Leo.
All right, where is Valen? Have we got him around? You can bring.
That's why they say hiding in plain sight. Like it's just none of us noticed.
Nope.
Nobody knew.
We were too busy talking to Leo, talking to Valen, something like that. And
I mean, luckily we
Dan
didn't
just
pay
sneaks
for
on.
it. It was all free, but like
little
it took
goblin
our
just
supply
stealing
for
the alcohol.
stools.
Yeah. Okay. The next one, I think, could have even been a candidate for worst take. But here we go. This next one is DRG are rated too highly.
You want 6 or 7 in the S tier. We better end up with 6 or 7 in this F tier.
Well, I don't think the F tier needs 6 or 7.
No, yeah, at least needs 4. The bottom teams of each region.
Well, we got China coming up. We can fill it out.
I almost spat out my water. Jeez.
A few moments later.
Three of us
so
say yes.
lost right now. What are we doing?
I think Calming Core should be lower in B tier.
I think Dragon
I
Range
really
are getting
believe that.
overrated at the moment.
Dude, you're talking
Yes.
about an F tier team.
I know.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. You're just
There's
beating them when
only
they're
5
down.
teams below them.
DRG are getting overrated as a mid F tier team.
Yeah.
Stick out like a sore thumb there in mid F tier. You want
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Anything that gets Kurt to jump in like that,
Yeah.
it's like an instant classic.
Well, we're staying in Chinese Valorant because our next nominee is All Gamers and their wonderful VLR page.
Just goes around. Oh, tried out
Done a tank
Americas.
tour.
He plays Stage 1 Pacific, Stage 2 China, back to Europe for kickoff next year.
Honestly, it would have been funny if Paper X picked up Nataka. That would have been hilarious.
Look at that roster page, man.
Oh, dude,
Dude,
this
getting
is-
a tank in there.
Yeah, get a tank.
Getting
Number
a tank
13,
in
get
there.
him in.
spots.
What an astonishing VLR page that is for a team named All Gamers. TMV is our next nominated Best Plat Chat moment. He had to go. He just had to leave.
I see. Why have we spent so much time on this game?
I mean,
Let's move on.
Valen said that this was the scariest match, and you know what? Maybe he's right.
Yeah, they have
Right,
spoken.
moving
no,
on.
okay.
Loud 100 Thieves. Bring the thing down, Bren. We're
That's
not
valid.
giving
That's
any
valid.
credence to
They
that
have
comment.
nothing to
I
do
know
with
we're
it.
not.
They have nothing to do
Kurt,
with it.
No,
fucking
because-
get the graphic up,
Okay.
Kurt. Loud 100 Thieves.
Hold on.
Smile!
1 second. Real quick.
I need to leave.
Real
Your
quick.
fucking internet's been dropping. Brent's
Real
fucking
quick.
yapping.
Real
Oh,
quick.
Okay, it's G2.
Let me- if you just let me
We
speak.
are playing G2.
If you let me
We've got
speak, we wouldn't be in
0
this
champions
mess.
against 21.
We wouldn't be in this mess right now if you just let me speak from the get-go. I'm just going to say that right now. But, okay, Valorant has spoken about the fact that they were so used for the last 4 years of being the underdog team, of being a team with always something to achieve, to always prove themselves. And now they are the top dogs. And it's an unfamiliar feeling for them, where constantly they are expected to win no matter what, no matter the circumstances.
What happened to Josh? Josh,
Anything
where are
can
you?
happen, bro.
And you know what? He's right. They were playing Furia. They were playing Furia.
It was very valid.
The next Best Plat Chat moment nominee. Shio brings out the secret weapon.
The fourth.
What? Wait. I was saving this.
Shio was supposed to go second.
This is a Black Ops 1 Prestige Edition case, okay? I was told to use this in the direst of circumstances, all right? First of all, Kurt, can you make the change? Can you make the actual change on the PSD? Because this is relevant.
What,
TL
put Trace in fourth?
Yeah, and then TL has to go over to fifth, right?
Okay.
Cool. In opening this case, I see 3 mesmerizing god cards inside.
Jesus.
No disc.
Oh, Jesus.
I shall now reveal the first card.
Oh, Jesus.
Uno Reverso. Nice try, guy. It's gone forever. I will never be able to use that card again. Save for that. I have 2 more. I'm putting this away.
Perfect.
But instead, I mean, you used it. It was just on Vitality and T1 instead of on those guys.
Yeah.
Just
we didn't
swap
know.
them,
We didn't know the aim. Where are the other 2? Let's see another tier list. If I'm on a tier list app, maybe I get the other 2 out.
Oh,
You gotta-
shit. The
you
2
have to
God
literally
cards
go
are
to-
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the case next to me somewhere.
We got to watch out.
Yeah,
keep
against
that thing-
Bren, bro, you have to get
that
like
should be in a
Ezreal
safe.
forces to
No,
get this guy
we-
off his take. You gotta like.
We got to bait it out of him. We got to bait it out of him at the
Yeah.
easiest time.
Yeah. We need to start bringing our own God cards as well.
Yeah.
Our next, second to last, penultimate nominee here for the Best Plat Chat moment, though, is Shia once again with a theory that has gone down in history, Spank Theory.
And now, going on to our 4th match of week 3, MIBR versus 100 Thieves.
Oh, he went for it.
I went for it.
You have a
Span
mission
of
this
30
week.
seconds.
After spank theory. Spank theory is a theory where a team can only get spanked a certain amount of rounds before they get turned on, get hard, and fuck the other team. MMBR has been spanked for 2 weeks. It's ready to go. Let's fuck. I'm ready. I'm down.
I should have given you one second.
We're cutting it off. That's it. We're done. The
I should have given you 1 second. We're going to the
It somehow it like gets more crass with every repeat. Like it just.
I think the speed. I think because you had
the
to
way you just
explain
launch
it
into it.
Because you had to explain it in 10 seconds, you went the most crass.
10. I got cut off. I had 20 more seconds to go.
There's no opportunity for nuance. You had to dive straight in.
No, you're lucky because it took me so long to register. It took about 5 seconds to register what you were saying before we were able to cut you off.
Yeah.
You know what the result was in that game, by the way? MIBR 2-0 versus 100 Thieves.
There was a comeback on Bond.
Yeah, that was the confirmation.
Yeah, dude, there's an edit where they put that push Mundo music on, and like Kurtis is just coming back like 6 rounds, 7 rounds in a row, dude.
Yeah, because they won that for 2 weeks.
They won that, and then I think like a little bit after maybe was PRX ZETA.
And
when ZETA beat them,
and
then I literally shouted out Spank Theory on the broadcast.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. And here's our final nominee for Best Plat Chat Moment. It's Sliggy making up his own rules in connections. This one's a very recent one.
Oh,
how
did we not do that?
How did we not try that? I don't get it.
And then what is this? Hold on.
What is this one?
Yay, Whippy, Vanity.
Who cares?
Rossi,
Just click
Rossi.
it.
No, it's
C9. It has to be C9.
C9.
Why are you guys trying to work it out? Just click it. It will tell you.
C9 doesn't want to play with you anymore. Is fucked
because
up.
the game is you can't just, even though you've got the final 4, you still have to work out what connects them.
No, you don't.
Just a nice little one to finish off there. That was the first time Sliggy had ever even heard of the game Connections, which shows how terminally offline he is for someone who never goes outside of his house. Very, very strange. But that leaves us to simply announce the winner. And the winner of Best Plat Chat Moment is... It's Bren apologizing to T1 in Korean. Of course it is. It has to be, man. It has to be.
No, it has to be.
It was beautiful. It had so much, it's pre-produced content. It's, making use of trying to learn Korean. It's...
Shit, Shio, you should have saved that Uno reverse for this moment right here.
Yeah, that's
could have got it back.
I'm gonna save him. I need to lock in with some teams in the offseason still. So we're chilling.
And then that just leaves us to conclude today's award ceremony with one final award, the most important award every week, but this time of the year, it's Wyatt's Yearly Award.
It's Wyatt's Weekly Award.
Beautiful. A beautiful guitar riff there. Do we have the drum roll here as well? Can we get a drum roll for this one too, Kurt? The winner of Wyatt's Yearly Award is... It's Mimi for her extraordinary work all throughout the year, for being snubbed week after week after week, even recently deliberately snubbed because it gets funny at some point after you've been snubbed so often. But Mimi's been a phenomenal member of Platcha, of the wider Valorant community, has been getting into doing casting recently and all sorts, did the casting for the Red Bull Homeground Finals as well, and somehow has never won a Wyatt's Weekly Award. So therefore,
really,
a fitting winner this year, Mimi gets the Yearly Award, which basically counts as like 52 weekly awards, doesn't it? So
it depends. Is it a leap year?
She's well out in front now.
Yeah.
Is it a leap year?
Is it a leap year? That doesn't affect the amount of weeks in the year, though.
It does, like over time as they like erode the days and stuff. What's the next thing you're gonna say?
They're just shaving away the days every year. You think
the waves of time?
You're slowly eroding like.
There's our winner. Yep, you're right. We're basically Cloud9 here. Nepotism wins again. There we are. Thank you for joining us for today's awards show. A beautiful opportunity to share the things that have mattered to us the most and the things that have that we basically forgot about until people nominated them.
Yeah. Can I give I'll give a shout out if I may. I obviously can't select it, but this is who I'd probably give the yearly award to.
Please.
Would be none other than Kurt for always just being the glue of the show, getting everything together. And I mean glue in a positive way, not a TMV way. You know, of helping to keep everything going, as well as the live shows that, you know, that you guys did over in Toronto that I couldn't go to, but it's always been super sick. So I would give it to Kurt.
And yeah, this is going to be our our last show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is going to be our last show for like the next 3 years or something. We feel like we've done enough, so now we're going to pack it in for a while.
Chobra, do you have anyone you want to give the yearly award to yourself? Any?
To me? What? Me giving it to myself? No.
No, like, do you have any? Do you have any?
Do you have a nomination?
Oh, do I have a nomination? Honestly, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it because I don't think I really have that power. Yeah.
You have a ponder, Shio. Do you? I feel like you might have.
I'll think about
I
it.
didn't have the power either. Just gave it to myself.
Yeah.
You got to be more assertive.
I'm not even gonna nominate. I'm gonna literally take a chip off of Mimi's award and give it to the viewer, you at home that's watching and is watching almost every episode. Listen, people are posting their Spotify Wrapped with Plat Chat as like their #1, like top 0.x% listened to podcast. That's sick. That's so cool. So shout out you who are subscribing to member right now in the chat. That's amazing. Holy 7,000 people just sub. That's wild. Thank you, the viewer, the listener.
All the Timmys cheering.
Yeah, all of the beautiful Timmys out there cheering away. Next week, there are still some other games going on. So if you're interested in more Valorant content, Project Blender, the Stage 4 part of it is ongoing at the moment. So that's got like the better teams from EMEA are all playing together in a giant playoff bracket. We'll probably be talking about that. And I think next episode would be a good time to review some of the other awards as well, because the regional awards were announced and they don't vibe with our narratives. So they need to fall in line.
No. Yeah,
but as
they're all
for
over
now,
the place.
Thank you very much for coming and watching episode 244. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.